Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your DM speaking. Our flight today will consist of about 4.5 hours, and our destination will be unknown to the land of the Mystic. Weathers ahead look clear with a slight chance of mischievous and mayhem. If you'll please fasten your seatbelts and put your trays in the upright position. We should be arriving at about 11 or 12 o'clock local time. This is Hounds of or Dungeons of Hades. Welcome aboard.
Oh, that
So,
was beautiful.
last session, we left off with a very integral meeting between you lot and the Emperor of Bar Yar. You were discussing plans moving forward after discovering what all these black monoliths that were scattered around the landscape could mean. You guys talked and deliberated about what you were going to do moving forward, and even though you were offered pay, you politely declined and then reconsidered.
Some of us.
As
I didn't
now
decline.
some of these stories are personal. Placidity, last time you learned that your mother, who you thought was dead since you were a wee little lad, is alive, and apparently in some sort of less than ideal circumstance on the island of Asland, the northernmost island of the Hagen's Hub Empire. And the rest of you kind of putting two and two together, a lot of these monoliths are, for some, a little too close to home for comfort. With that, you guys find yourself in the chamber in the throne room of Gregor Vorbara, along with your newly made acquaintance, John Vorkaiser, as you guys discussed further plans about what will happen next. And as you guys have this conversation, you hear the big wooden doors that lead into this chamber open behind you, and in steps in to you, Placidity, a very familiar face, as you see the good doctor Noel Bones step into the chamber and kind of does one of those half head pokes in the room and said, "You summoned me, sire?" And Gregor, he's working the room. He's standing up. He's walking around. He kind of looks past you lot and says, Doctor, you were just the person I was hoping to see. Tell me, when was the last time you and that paladin friend of yours had a vacation?" And as she kind of enters the room, humbly bowing, and then making her way across the 20 or so odd feet to come into this circle, the semicircle that you guys have made with all these individuals, she says, I don't believe I understand what you're asking. A vacation, a trip out of here, somewhere far away. Sire, if I'm being completely honest, the last time I left where I was from, I was told to never come back. And Doctor, you would say, where was that from again? Well, it was the Commonwealth. I studied medicine for 30 years in Beta Colony, and then I met a group of adventurers much like yourselves, and she gestures to all of you before you. And then we found ourselves in an uncomfortable situation and were banished from the continent.
Oh, wow.
It's a big continent to be banished from.
So,
dang. What did you do?
Doctor,
Hey, there was a sexy sorcerer involved in that too.
What would you say if I were to request and require you to take a vacation in Beta Colony? Well, I'm at your liege, of course, but I don't think the officials would find it too welcoming to see me back around. And if that was taken care of, it would be nice to return home. And the Emperor addresses all of you guys and says, "Look at that. Support in a foreign country by a local. I couldn't have planned that better myself." And he kind of like looks at Diana and then Kitchkinet on his other side, just kind of like, "Oh, look at that. This is pretty good, right?" And nobody really kind of gets at what he's looking for, and he just goes back to business.
I mean, having Noah
Anyway.
Bones around would be a boon.
The way I see it, there's besetting you individuals two options. There's, of course, the sea, because if I'm not mistaken, and he looks to you, Rack Wraithrazor, and says, one of you has experience and a ship. The other, of course, is traversing the Deltid Highway, which is nothing too terribly difficult, over to Cigar. But something tells me the sea route for you is more favorable.
Oh, yes, you'd be right there.
There are sharks in the sea, though. Something to consider.
Oh, don't worry. I've seen plenty of sharks in my day.
But I know the mountains on the way there fairly well.
So I've
There
been
we
told.
go.
But I guess it would be quicker to go by sea.
Yeah, just a little bit.
The travel
I
length
lean over
would
to
be-
Placebo and we're like, there might be little sharks that are gonna get you.
I try to put on a brave face, but I kind of suppress a shiver a little bit.
I bend down and grasp Placidity's leg and say, "Watch out, Placidity! There's a shark."
You do this.
So funny, guys.
You do this in
So
front of the
funny.
Emperor.
Yeah, in front of the Emperor and everything.
Well, I am my character. Come on now.
Right. No, I. But anyway, so the Emperor goes on to say, well, technically the land route is faster, but of course you have to cross the Dendary mountain range, and that's no small task with any surmisable amount of gear. And at that, Diana speaks up, and she says, "Oh yes, and if I am to accompany you, I need to bring. I have a substantial amount of materials I need to gather to assist you in your journey. It's the least I can do, but brewing and enchanting and all these other things, they take time and resources, and I happen to have them, of course. But let's just say I'm going to need a little help moving things from the shop to your boat, wherever it may be."
I can do that.
Oh, well, perfect.
I'm sure me and Draco would be happy to help.
Anything
buddy.
for you.
Oh my god.
See,
Well,
he's
good,
perfectly willing.
There'll be a bit of heavy lifting, but you gentlemen look strong enough. I think you should be able to handle it.
No
Yeah.
problem.
At this point, Diana, or not Diana, I'm sorry, Noelle kind of leans into the circle and says, What is this, if I'm not to be so bold? What's going on here?"
Your guess is as good as mine.
We are
Haven't really been paying attention.
going to do something.
He's right. We're going to do something. And we need my boat. Come with us.
The Emperor at this point speaks up and says, "Our wonderful new friends here are about to set off on the adventure of a lifetime to 6 locations of interest to the Empire. 5 of these locations are outside of Imperial soil, thus diplomatic relations have been a bit tricky. And the Civil War, as of 5 years past, has left a bad taste in everybody else's mouth, including our own, about our way of running things around here. So, a nondescript, non-attached group of individuals to head these mysterious endeavors would be preferable. And to be frank, and I of course mean no offense, none of you, with the exception of you, John, look like traditional Bariarans.
I
Yeah.
nod my head.
Yeah.
Oh, sire,
He nods and
Mister
kind of gestures you to.
Borgozen. Uh,
Oh gosh.
I know some people here have graciously, because it is close to their homeland, out of the goodness of their heart, are willing to risk their life and figure out and to help you. I am, on the other hand, you would like a little bit more compensation if I'm gonna throw my life all on the line. I mean, I'm not hating on placebo and rake and Alari, but and old Van over
Alari.
here. I'm just saying,
Van.
I'm here to, I'm also here to make some coin for myself to further myself, and I will graciously devote myself to your kingdom to further whatever you do.
You can make it. Keep going.
But I would also like some compensation.
Well, Mr. Dracu, I hope you do understand that my pockets are not as infinite as some may think.
Oh
And
no, I'm
while
not.
the Empire will do everything it can to see to it that you are more or less successful on your missions, some of it without your knowing, and some of it with. But at this time, I cannot put a price on what we may find. If the intent is to go to Cigar first, then maybe we could use that to see what these are really about. After all, they could just be 6 stones that showed up, or 5 stones and a weird pillar thing.
Well, I'm not. I'm not
I rest
saying.
my hand upon Draku's shoulder. If it helps, Draku, for you coming and helping us save my mother, I will give you whatever portion of the treasure we find that I have.
All I'm saying is, I will gladly help, and I will do my But if something happens, and let's say we save the world, or we save your kingdom, or we save something horrible from happening, or there's got to be a little bit of compensation somewhere throughout the lines. I'm not saying you're making money and you're gonna make me a, a multi-gold heir or anything, but I'm just saying, a little bit of help here and there might be helpful.
Let's just say that at this moment, since we have no idea what the threat of these entities, items are, that if it does turn into something larger scale,
Calamity. Sorry.
the Empire would not forget such a deed.
Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Thank you.
That's it.
Okay.
for Gorozen.
So I think my primary concern for this adventure is that, of course, as a ranger, I want to be able to help anyone who's in need. However, if we do go on this trek, are we going to have allies in these 6 locations that we can rest up at, or maybe friends of the Empire that we can maybe visit while we are going to these places so that we can rest and gather supplies and whatnot, instead of just going out in the middle of nowhere and hoping that we find things along the way. Can you offer us any kind of advice in that area?
And at that, he, like, in a waving hand gesture, his hand gestures to Diana, then to John Vorkaiser, and then gestures over to Noel, and says, "It looks to me that out the gate you will have quite a few friends. I know for certain that John is a local of the Cigaran area should make for a quite intuitive guide
The weird
Okay.
guy?
of the terrain.
And who said
Okay.
I wanted John with us?
I would like him to come with us.
Wait. No, you above table. You were asleep. You
Me?
had no clue what the hell happened last time.
Fair. And I wasn't
Uh,
asleep. I was actually packing because it was.
Yeah.
Well, you were AFK. We'll say that.
I heard
Old-
about. I
Old
did.
Van over there is a creepy mofo who likes to jump into people's minds and everything
Yeah.
like that.
It's not just a simple spell. So, I mean, that's just like a little antenna thing. The same
She's
as
like,
what.
please, I could hump into your mind.
No,
anytime
I know. I'm
wanted to."
talking. Well, what's her name? Diana did the same thing,
Did
and
she?
you didn't. Yes, she did the same exact
no,
thing
no,
to
no.
The attitude's
Placidity.
a little different though.
No,
That's fair.
What he did was he got into
Okay, I'm ready.
Placebo's mind and found out his deepest, darkest fucking secrets and what all was going on in his head.
Oh,
It's not
interesting.
just like, here, let me speak in your mind like a telephone. No, this is like, hey, tell me your weird, creepy.
I
what
want to
you
hear your
do to get
fetish.
done,
I
and
wanna
everything
hear
like that. He was creepy
That
as
is.
fuck.
Well, isn't this Zax Cube's character though?
no, that's
Oh,
No,
this
Swift's.
isn't Zax.
Cube
Yeah,
is
Swift's
this
listening.
Swift's
character.
character.
Oh, is this
Is
Swift's
Swift
character?
even here?
Yeah, I am here. I'm just
I think
waiting
so,
for
yeah.
you to finish. Waiting for
I
you to
mean,
finish.
I guess we could just ostracize Swift, even though he's part of the party. But you know, that sounds
No,
like
no,
a
no.
really
He's a
fun
dirty
way
orc.
to play D&D. That's
All
just
I'm
my
saying
personal
is-
opinion.
All I'm saying is, yes, but how he and he Swift, you know this, how he introduced himself to the party
It's a little
needs to be
interesting.
a little needs to be taken care of.
And my
because
character's also
currently-
extremely racist, but would still take me
No, no.
along.
Yeah,
and
but
then-
that one hasn't bothered us yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see,
Oh,
Laura, you did this the right way because Swift showed up being a dick. You gradually turned into a dick.
that's fair. That's fair.
You eased
Okay.
into the
That's fair.
Well, everyone's like talking amongst themselves. Like John just kind of like looking down at his feet. He's just like in a sense of, and because like he feels like a little very ashamed.
Right.
Oh no, that ruins the whole thing.
See?
And-
See?
And kind
No,
of
no.
As
No,
you
he
guys
was
are,
planning on doing this last time. So give
as you
him a second.
guys, as you guys are having this conversation, blatantly
No, that was all above table,
scrutinizing-
damn it.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, this is above table. Yeah, no.
Why is this above table? It's perfect
Well,
conversation
no,
we
I
have.
thought some of
Because
that
I
I
thought
was
about stuff
warning
that we
you on
didn't
what was
know.
going on last
No,
time.
no,
Each
some,
of our
some,
characters-
of
Oh,
that
that's
was,
fair.
some of that was in table, like the
Well-
first part of it.
Our characters did know. Well, I just needed to be brushed up. My character knew about all this.
I mean,
Oh,
as
okay.
far as that goes, our character's just gonna have to deal with this as they would in game.
Yeah.
There have been
Yeah.
times playing D&D where I have helped the party kill one of the party members.
Oh my god.
Yes, I know that, Zachary.
Yeah.
Okay, but just
Why don't I drop a little
I don't
little,
think it'll come to
little
that, I'm just
DM
saying.
nugget that you guys can
Nugget.
savor.
I'll savor your nuggets anytime, Lucas.
Let this one ride. There might be something that happens that
Well,
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of enjoying the difference. Like he's so much different from ours.
Yeah, it'll
And
be
The
actually-
interesting.
characters were very
all-
likable and friendly.
And usually
all
those
I'm
characters
waiting
turn out to be
on-
the best ones eventually.
all I'm waiting on is his group apology that he's about to do. That's what he was going to do last time, and then we cut it short. So I'm waiting on that. Once we
Anyway.
get that, then I'll be good.
let's
Okay.
That's
let's
above
get
table too.
let's get back on track.
yeah.
So some of this open ridiculing has happened, not to the extent that it has. You kind of scuff your shoes against the ground, and Gregor looks questionably at you like, "Oh, what did you do now?" and then decides to picking up or spilling the change of the wind of the air, tries to move the conversation along. Of course, as I said, I can't offer you guaranteed perfect, fully funded endeavors, but I can slide little things your way as you need them or as they become relevant or important. But it sounds like you have some packing to do. If, of course, you choose to go on this endeavor, it would be under your own free will. And should anybody ask any questions, you have no ties to Baryar.
Okay.
At least if they are the unsavory type.
Sure. No, we won't disgrace your kingdom's name or anything.
Well,
We'll hold it with honor and responsibility.
we've done that well enough on our own in the past generations. But moving forward, we do have friends, and there are allies out there. Just some are a little hard to find sometimes. But it sounds like you have a lot of thinking and a lot of packing to do, if I'm not
Let's do it.
mistaken. So, I wish you best of luck.
I just need to pack
And-
up some rations and we'll be good to go.
Should you choose to go on this journey, you have my absolute blessing.
I think-
Bag of holding.
I think we're all.
Bag of
I think
holding.
we're all pretty much
Oh!
decided
Bag
to
of
go on this
holding.
journey, right?
Yeah,
Bag of
I'm all
holding.
for it.
He wouldn't let you forget it.
To be honest, I did forget about it.
Good thing you reminded him.
So at that, you see that same servant that was sent away towards the dying ends of last game, and who trails in, and he's got a small bundle of cloth, and then it's wrapped up in some sort of like leather cording, and it's all bundled up into like this ribbon-esque package, not like wrapped in paper, but just the cloth rolled up. And he kind of like steps to the side of Gregor and discreetly hands it over, and he takes it and he kind of looks over, and he leans back to the servant, and he's like, "Huh, I guess we're really not we're pulling out all the stops for this one, huh?" And the servant leans over and says, "Sire, that was the last one on hand."
Hey!
And he sits there, kind of holds it, looks at it, looks at you guys, looks at it, looks at you guys.
I bow.
You do that.
Your nose is looking a little brown there, Draku.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Fuck you,
no, do
bag
you
of
guys
holding.
realize? Yeah, do you guys realize how valuable those things are?
2,000 gold. I know.
Well,
Well, he does.
it's not much, I will admit, but it is a start. So with that, I wish you all clear seas and safe travels. And he extends the bag out to whoever takes it.
I take it.
So, like a giddy
you.
child on Christmas morning, you
Yeah, I
just
mean,
snatch
I'm
that
content to
sucker
let
out of his
Drake have
hand.
that. He's the one who asked for it.
Nobody else can really see this, but whenever I go up to get the bag of holding, where my tail is wrapped around my waist, you can see the little end, and it's like wagging super fucking fast. Just like
Just
the last
like
2
this
inches
little
are
nub
just like,
is
yeah, just flicking
shaking.
like yes.
Okay, so you do that, and you unroll this bundle, and it's very deceiving because it's a small. I would say it's like a clutch purse, but it's made out of this very simple leather. No,
I think it
nothing
was
fancy about it. But it's about 8 inches long, 6 inches deep, and then it's like an inch wide. But it's like a purse. So you unbind it. There's a little flap, and then you look inside. You can of course immediately see the bottom, and you stick your hand in it. You stick your hand in it, Draku, and where you think 4 inches down, your arm or your hand should touch the soft bottom of the leather pouch. It continues and it continues until you pull this thing up to your shoulder, and it can't go any further because your body becomes wider than the opening.
Dang.
And so you're now watching your friend whose arm has completely disappeared into this bag. And now that he's kind of turns and he's like, "Hey, look at this!" You can see on the face of it, and you could only see it once the leather flap is opened up to gain access to the inside. There is that same all too familiar of the hawk of Barriar trying to shoot skywards, wings fully spread, eyes and head pointed straight up to whatever lies above, and in its talons is in both talons grips a ring, and on that ring is a scale, and on one side of the scale is a bushel of arrows, and on the other side is the olive branch, and the scale is of course perfectly balanced.
Whoa.
The
Bag of holding.
Imperial seal. Bag of holding.
Bag of fucking holding.
Da-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Sweetness.
Well, there's your payment.
Well, thank
No
you.
kidding.
Yeah.
Kind,
Jeez.
You could buy a boat with that thing,
Sire.
But you don't need to.
so we don't need to.
With
Yeah,
this,
exactly.
this will definitely help in our adventures for the Kingdom of Bardiar. And a bow. And old Dana's going with us too, huh?
Yeah, she is, isn't she?
Oh, this is gonna be so fun.
Oh, it looks like I've got like a weird mark on my lap.
Well,
Good.
And at that kind of Diana boost, first as you all kind of stand around looking at each other, like with this moment of
Awkwardly.
acceptance, kind of about what you're about to embark on. And she says, "Sire, if you'll please excuse me, I have to pack everything I own." And she kind of scampers out the door and disappears from the throne room.
oh,
And at
Draco,
that-
you dog, you.
Noelle speaks up and she says, "About at what time could I plan to take this vacation, my liege?" And he says, "At this point, I do not know. But when I know, you will be the first." And
You
she
know?
says, "Oh, well, I also have some preparations I need to make." And she bows and ducks out politely.
All right, let's go stock up.
Right? Health potions. For sure.
Honestly, I think that's about the only thing we need. You
Yeah.
see, grab our stuff and,
Update our rations. That's about it. Yeah.
yeah, stock it up in my boat, and then we'll head on out.
Yeah. So,
Hmm. How big is your boat, Rack?
Oh crap.
oh shit.
Well,
Like,
big
is it,
enough.
is it like a gallon?
Because
Is she on
I
that too?
happen to have a fine Arabian horse by the name of Zim Zalabim that
Yeah, hilarious.
I would love to
Oh.
take with me to
Oh,
our
it's big
land
You're
enough
gonna
to
take
hold
a
a horse.
horse on a
Yeah, no,
boat?
it's big enough to hold
Okay.
all of us comfortably and a horse.
Okay, awesome.
It's meant
No.
to hold people and to sail rough seas. It's
Well-
not like the boat we took to the island.
I had
No,
two
No,
of my
it
companions.
is.
Do you
It
think
is
it's
a
prudent?
bit. It is a bit bigger.
Do you think it's prudent for me to bring my horse?
Well,
I mean,
if we
I'm
need it,
sure
we
we're
can
not
always
gonna be
come
on
back
land the whole
here.
bunch.
No, yeah, you're right. I
What's
think
that,
it's
Draco?
probably better that we take it once we leave Warblesall, and we won't be coming back anytime soon.
It is a 5-week journey that Emperor pitches in.
Then Zim Zalabim is coming.
All right, I guess.
Should we get? Should we all get
Draco,
horses?
pronounce that name.
Zam
Salabim.
slime a lamb.
Thank you, Zam Slam a Lamb. We're gonna take the
I like
Zam
it.
Slam a Lamb.
Sam Lamo
And-
Ding Dong.
That'll be our pack mule whenever we go across the Beta Colony continent.
Pack mule. This is a fine
Yeah.
Arabian horse, white and black spotted.
Well,
And
we can't
also
fit
we'll
onto a
carry
white
our
Arabian
stuff,
horse,
so-
can we?
I can.
And so you're going to really, really slowly walk on next to us on your horse.
Hey, Zooms Alabama and I have a connection. We're friends.
Actually, I understand that connection. I have the same thing with my great turtle. It'll be. I understand. Okay.
Yeah, you're
I
gonna have to
respect
tell me
your
about
horse.
this turtle one of these days.
Oh, I guess you haven't seen her. Oh, I'll have to show you as soon as I can. But John, buddy, you're gonna be coming with us. It seems we have no choice in the matter. So, what's your deal?
You don't want to tell us,
What?
remember?
You now.
One moment. I have to pull something up.
Pull the character sheet up.
Oh, not a character sheet. I gotta pull something else up. I guess I gotta pull this card sooner than I thought I was gonna pull it.
Mm,
You're actually the bad guy.
I know, Paul. You don't want me to.
no, I'd say it's as good as any.
Okay. John like kind of like now looks up from the floor near his boots and looks up to the group. They're probably all staring at him, and he says, he's like, my deal is, in general, whenever I meet people, I put on a mask. I act very witty and aggressive when meeting important people, not to show weakness. So that I perceive, or not perceive, as I seem strong. But I see that did not play out as intended. If I
It sounds exhausting.
seem as a strong person, the relationships I make with the important people are more successful, at least in the imperial aristocratic environment. With the common people, not so much. As a gesture of good faith, sorry, my bad. That is wrong term of speech. As a gesture of good faith, here is a traditional imperial naval barrel of ale. And I hope that moving forward, we can better understand one another.
Are you taking this with us on the trip?
Yes.
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yes, we are.
Yes, he is.
I
And
think we have time to
hope
get along and figure each other out.
Yeah, you know what, John? I think you're an all right guy. Let's go ahead and take this.
I told you he was cool, guy.
So and I'll put in that the liqueur he speaks of, you have all had it. As is with imperial tradition, it's served with every meal as a ration, and it is called Radler.
Rattler.
Yeah, and you know it by its insignia because there is it's an odd naval symbol, but it's unmistakable because it's the barrel that was served on the General of Warcraft every time you guys would sit down for a hearty meal of hard pork. It's hard pork and salt tack. You'd be given a glass of an amberish liquid that would come from a barrel that had an anchor that was wrapped up, or that had a rattlesnake coiled around it, with the tail, of course, looping through the top rung of the anchor, and in an artistic form shaking. This beer, as it would be, it was incredibly sweet and it's like the perfect combination of a fruity drink and a beer put together. And it was fabulous.
I'm like salivating at this. It's almost dripping down onto the floor just looking at it.
But
You all
yeah,
right there,
so
Crocodile?
you guys have tasted it. So as he says this, you know, the thought, the flavor immediately comes into your head about, and you know exactly what he's talking about.
Oh, I'm more than all right, Placidity. This John guy, he's an angel.
I mean,
He's been sent to me.
it's just alcohol.
It's just alcohol, Placidity. You've been spending too much time in the mountains.
For real.
And at that, the Emperor speaks up and says, "It is
You back in
a
there?
naval tradition."
And boy, it's a tradition I partake in gladly.
All right. I still have to say something. How
Okay.
about next time, Mr. Van, you don't be so damn creepy. I know you're not trying to. I know you don't mean to. But guess what? You're gonna attract more bees with sugar.
I put
You're
my
almost
hand
there.
on
Keep going.
Draku's shoulder. It's alright, you tried.
He meant to say you can catch a lot more honeys by being fly.
Yeah. That's pretty close.
Oh my gosh! I almost got my coffee.
Episode title right there.
Yeah, no.
Wait.
You
Let
took
me write
the
that
words
down.
out of my mouth.
Oh my gosh! I want to use that now.
Jacob,
That's
write
Right
that
at
down.
me.
Jacob, write that down. Put it in the chat.
You can catch more honeys with flies.
Yeah.
I
try
love
the
Rack
it.
word
Razor
fly,
2019.
Then, yeah. Don't be. Yeah.
That was
Okay.
fantastic.
You got me? You
J-
following
John-
me here?
John
You
kind of
picking
smiles.
up what I'm putting down?
John kind of smiles and says to Draco, yes, I do understand what you're trying to say.
Okay.
And
Good
Your
deal.
channel was edited.
Glad we had this little talk. And I look at him, I put my hand up, I put my other hand on my head, and I'm like, I like to be creepy. And then I walk away.
You do
Smooth.
that,
Yeah, real smooth.
and the Emperor kind of seeing this as his opportunity to escape from this conversation. Says, well, with that, I
Right?
will take my leave. Safe travels, fair seas, and do keep in touch. And he turns to Kitchkanet and kind of gestures him off to like some corner office that is unseen to the untrained eye. And it looks like they have some formal business to attend to.
Wait,
they...
did we get our we got our gold, right?
Yeah, you got your
yes,
2,000
that's the
gold.
first thing.
Alright, cool.
And
All right.
That was
whenever
the first thing you got.
whenever the Emperor's leaving, like I send to him through telepathy. I'm just gonna call it telepathy. That's basically what it is. And
Sure.
I say to him, just be safe, be careful, and no, absolutely none commoners. Got it? Good.
And you hear, for the first time in your own head,
Wait, what?
in his soft voice,
He can't communicate back.
yes, he can.
You're telling that
Ooh.
to the DM?
No, wait.
Ooh.
I meant like, oh wait, is it like
You
okay?
No, this is the first time it's ever happened. You had no idea he could do this. Maybe he was saving it for the prime opportunity, and this is it. And he says, John, you know how I feel about that subject, and do take care of yourself. These seem like a wonderful group of people. Don't screw it up this time.
Just what?
My eyes go wide, and I just like kind of like take it back, just like.
And he turns just to get your reaction, and then holds eye contact, and then breaks it and goes back to his business with like the biggest smirk on his face, and heads out of view.
It looks like I've just seen a ghost.
You alright there, Vaughn?
Oh.
Van,
Ah,
you alright, dude?
I'll be
Good?
fine. Just let's leave soon.
Okay.
You're right. We need to go for a drink, John. We need to get to know each other before you come onto my boat.
Sure.
Let's head down. Let's head down to the local pub.
I like snap my fingers, and my handmaid follows me. Like I quickly and briskly leave.
Okay. With
Aw.
that, what are you guys doing as this devolves into a small shopping episode?
Healing potion.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, you were all given one when you left for, or when you arrived at the Isle of Maru. Diana supplied some.
Yeah, we
You-
bought
so you-
some.
You should all at least have one because I don't think anybody used it.
Yeah,
I
I
have
have
4.
3.
I
You
don't
have
have
4.
one. I don't have
I
one.
have 4.
What's it
And
just called? A health potion?
It's
for
Yeah.
minor healing.
everybody roll an intelligence check just to expedite this.
Oh Jesus, really?
Intelligent.
Fucked
Let's
up,
see.
man.
Do I even have that?
Hold on, I got this.
Do you?
Do I even have that?
How's that for
man.
fucking
That is a good
Well, I
question.
mean-
What is my intelligence score?
Okay, what did I roll?
Oh,
Okay, I
rolled
rolled
a
a
20.
I rolled a 20.
17.
I rolled a 2.
Hey, how about that? So, Allura, Rack, Placidity,
I rolled a 6.
you would
You
know that possibly the only person that you're aware of in this city that does magic is coming with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's fair.
There's of course other people that do magic in this city, but the one that you know to be the most reliable and most well affiliated, and you know that the potions actually work, is coming with you. And possibly by the way she giddily almost skipped out of the chamber, she's probably bringing it all with her.
Understandable.
Oh, Turtle, you're gonna be carrying a hefty load. You got Zamalama Bam, and then you got an entire alchemist station.
Yeah.
Although it's good to have so many people on my boat for once.
Kind of like you got your own crew, huh?
Something like that, yeah.
That's exactly what that means, because your craft, it is really tricky to sail all by yourself. So it's going to be
Yeah.
nice to have somebody else to work the ropes and do all the other things a ship needs.
Well, I got a couple of good-looking workers.
Hey, what?
Especially you, Draku. For your strength, you could probably sail the boat just fine by yourself.
What?
Yep, okay, let's go.
All right, so what preparations would you guys? I would say that it's not nighttime, but it's like 3, so it might be wise to disembark tomorrow morning, midday, uh, and at least now, like everything's still open. It would be totally reasonable to say that any of the known locations you guys could go visit and buy or sell or trade wares.
I have a question real quick.
Yes.
What does I'll probably be asking Rack's character this. Does his I'll probably my character would probably ask him. Does his character does the boat that we're using have any type of like cannons or anything like that, or no, or what?
I've got like 2, but I haven't ever needed to use them.
Does
Just
it
one
have
on each side of the boat.
ammunition and
Not
powder?
much. We might have to stock up on that.
And we need food, of course, and fresh drinking water.
Yeah.
But probably more alcohol than water because it's easier to keep down alcohol than water.
For all of you watching at home, that is a terrible lie. Drink more water.
Yeah.
You will thank me in the morning.
No,
The more you know.
Never mind.
Do,
I'm-
do, do, do.
I have to argue that through history, but whatever.
I'll just
All right. I won't say no to more alcohol on the ship.
Like, yeah, there was a lot of water, but there was a lot of beer too. A lot.
Okay, so can we get the town map?
Yeah.
All right, so we got to get water. We got to get plenty of rations. We've got to stock up on a little bit of ammunition. I got.
Oh, what about like extra wood and stuff to repair the boat?
So, John, an immediate thought jumps into your head. Actually, dates back as far as your story begins. You know of one individual who dabbles in blacksmithing, but is solely a gunsmith, and that's the Chambermaid Arms, just outside the main gates of Warble Solin.
Mm.
Okay.
Oddly enough, where you came in contact with your sword.
Oh, okay. I relay this information.
Oh, I haven't been there very often. I don't usually stock up on ammunition. I can check it out. You want to go with me, John? You know him.
Sure.
All right.
I am going
Where are
to
you
go
lot headed off
to.
to?
I need to get some more magical bread.
Ah, okay. So who's
Magical
who's
bread.
going where? Let's split the party. Who's going where?
Me and
I
Rack
need
gotta
to
go
get.
up
I'm
there.
gonna go to what above table. My memory's just as bad as Draco's. The weird guy, weird creepy old guy. General
Oh,
store.
yeah. Okay. So you want to go to Jack's?
Yeah, Jack and
Oh yeah.
we're what other things should we need? Think. Should I get a life jacket? I mean, come on. You know what we're doing.
Did they have life jackets back then? I don't think so.
That's a negative.
I mean,
So,
there's really no Coast Guard at this point to enforce laws like that. So
The closest thing they had to life jackets was about the age of the Titanic, somewhere around there.
I was just bullshitting, man. Come on now.
Oh, okay.
Work with
I
me
was-
here.
Tell.
I mean, you could get a bundle of sticks, and that would be about as good as a life jacket.
No, I'm saying what else would we need? I mean, we're going on a 5-week adventure. Right?
Well,
5
I'll
weeks?
I'll tell you this. And Drake, or not Drake, Rack, you would know this. Your ship, unlike that Imperial fast cruiser, or fast courier, sorry, that ship was built for speed and range. You have like the slower, Mommobile rendition of your
More
vessel.
like a ferry boat.
Yeah, it's not that it can't go far. It's just usually you find yourself stopping a little more frequently. And fortunately, there's 1 week into the trip, you would be, or like a week and a half in, you would be strolling through Komarian, the sunken strait, and past Komar. It would make for an ideal place to stop and restock and resupply.
Yeah, and we'll stop at what is it, Seagar, and then we'll be getting.
Well, there would be, if you look at the world map, there's a couple different land masses that stick out, and you know that they're not big cities, but small towns, well enough equipped to restock a ship passing through port if you have the money to exchange.
Yeah, and we do now have the money to exchange.
You
There
do
you
go.
have money to exchange.
So we have plenty of stops along the way,
Yes.
and if we can stock up on what we can think of now, and then by the time we get there, we'll know for sure what we're missing.
Yep.
Sounds good.
It sounded like kind of
Okay.
an ominous yup.
So I'm gonna go check out of
It
my
did.
hotel.
Check out
Okay.
your what?
My hotel that I haven't been at for a while.
Hotel. Dude, we can
Oh,
all
yeah.
sleep at the Temple of the Everlight. We got plenty of lodging over there. I know people.
I hope you haven't been paying for that hotel room this entire time. We went on like a 2-week journey to an island.
Oh, then I did it before then. Yeah, for sure.
Oh
Would you have?
my gosh.
You know
roll. I would dare say roll.
I'm gonna say.
I would have. I have a keen memory.
Roll a history check.
My wisdom is amazing.
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
say. I'm gonna say roll a d4, and before you roll it, call evens or odds, and tell
Oh,
me
Jesus
what you
Christ.
pick.
Dude, you're gonna screw me out of all my freaking gold already.
You don't know
I'm
that.
sure I checked out. Like I can't remember
mean,
if we
You
did, but I'm
just
sure
get a
I
bag
did.
of holding.
Just call evens or odds before you roll.
Oh, fucking get evens.
Hey.
All right, you
There we
you
are.
checked out before you
Jesus.
left.
He rolled a
You
2.
distinctly
Nice.
remembered.
Yeah, 2. Ooh. I might be dumb, but I'm not dumb.
Dumb.
An idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got him.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so who's
All right.
going where?
Me and
There
John are
is
going to
there's a
chambermaid
blacksmith, there's a
arms.
general store, there's the weaponsmith, and there's the Temple of the Other Light. There's the magic shop, which is Diana's, which is in various states of probably like something straight out of like Harry Potter, where they pack up the circus tent and they pack up the whole damn thing into like a suitcase and just walk away.
Actually, I'm going to. I want to go see. Oh, Dana and Jack. Those are the two main ones I want to go see.
Okay, and for the rest of you that didn't say something, are you just kind of meandering about, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm
I-
fine.
I pretty
Meandering.
much got all the equipment I want, you know?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
good too.
let me rephrase that
I'll-
question. Are you tagging along with anybody that
I
is
will-
going somewhere?
I will tag along with whoever is going to, like, the weapon shops.
Okay,
Because I'm kind of eyeing some
That'd
new
be
monk
us, wouldn't
weapons.
yes.
I believe
We're
so.
going to chambermaid arms.
That and
Oh,
I'm
and
going
there's
pretty
also-
attached to Rack over here, so.
There's also that
Draco.
horse guy, too.
Horse guy.
The
Talking about
Muskman's Corral.
I was about to say, he talking because that's where I left Zim's Alabama, right?
Yeah, that's where you got
Yeah,
Sim's
okay.
Alabama.
Yep. I have to go over there and pick up Zim's Alabama.
Oh, that's right. He did offer stabling, so you will have to go by there. Oh God. Okay, so we'll start with the group of individuals that is going. Excuse me. Okay, much better. We'll start with the group of individuals that is going to the weapon shop. So you meander your way through the city square, out of the gate, or to the gate, out the portcullis, and into the wide sweeping vista that is the Barryaran Empire. In the distance, you can see the soft purple glow of the Dendari Mountains, which are starting to catch the afternoon rays. And along the river, or you guys walk along the river for a couple hundred yards, and then there's a decently sized stone footbridge. Yeah, carts could traverse it. A stone bridge. And across the other side, about 100 yards away from a cliff face that this kind of property backs up into, there's a decently sized stone cottage workshop looking thing. And as you guys approach, there is a sign that hangs from the door by like an iron bracket, and swinging gently in the breeze, you can see burned into the wood is this wonderful kind of, it's like a bulky calligraphy, and it says chambermaid arms. You guys walk inside. There's a little bell that dings as you come in. And the first thing you notice is you are immediately surrounded by racks and racks of rifles, or rifles isn't the accurate word, but muskets on these vertical, A-frame like racks where they all have slots and they're just kind of one stacked in after the other. It's a really impressive display for how many of them there are. And
Jeez.
there's about 3 of these, and probably each one of them holds about 20, 10 on each side. So there's quite a few just plain muskets in here, and these are all almost identical. They're very simple, about as simple as a firearm can be. But then there's a counter, and adoring the other 3 walls, the wall that you came in on, and then the 2 other sides, there's various swords, shields, certain, various melee and other range type weapons. But along the back wall, where there's a counter, there's not quite a glass case, but there's more of these racks, but they're of a higher construction, and the weapons that are on them look similar but very different in design. Some of them are much bigger than the ones that sit here on the floor, and there's also much smaller ones too that look like could be held with one hand instead of 2. And there's a man standing behind the counter, and he's got one of those. He's got a like one of those button-up, like long sleeve shirts. Not like with a collar, but like if you can imagine something like a chef would wear. But it's not for cooking. It's for working. It's a work outfit, and it's covered in various these weird black smears, and some of the threads and some of the corners of it, like around the sleeve cuffs, looks like they've been charred, maybe even burned. And this gentleman has short black hair and a really one of those like French curly black mustaches, and he's got a monocle in one of his eyes as he turns and he hears the door chime as all of you walk in, and he says, "Ah, good day to you. Ah, Lord Kaiser, it is a pleasure to have you in my shop again. What can I do you for today?"
Can I roll intelligence to remember?
Yeah, go ahead. It'd be history.
Oh, okay.
Lucas, is all this this is like a weapon shop basically, right? But
Mhm.
is it all primarily musket stuff, or is it
I did say there was
I
other.
remember his name.
Other-
much
Sounds like
more.
there's all sorts of melee weapons.
That was
I said there was
24.
other melee weapons. Would you
Okay.
like to be there?
Yes, I
Okay.
I did say I was gonna be. I meant to say that I was gonna go with you guys
But
to the
But yeah, that was a nat
You know
weapon
what?
shop.
I'll be there too. How about that? We'll all go
So
together.
everybody's there. Thank you. This makes this simple.
Sorry.
All right, John, you immediately remember that this was in fact the very gentleman who kind of pointed you in the direction of your most dearest possession. And his name is Heinrich Schmidt.
Can you spell that so I can write that down?
Shit. Yes, I can. It's written here.
HEINRICH
Oh, here we go.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, HEIMRICHSCHMITT.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, Heinrich.
a little bit different, but yeah.
What?
Heinrich.
Heinrich. Okay,
Heinrich.
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 But yes, it is spelled Heinrich.
All right. That's a rather impressive display you have here, buddy.
Why, thank you, sir. Is there anything in particular that you are looking for?
Gunpowder. I need it for cannons.
Ah, I happen to know a thing or two about cannons. In fact, I am the one who supplies the Imperial Navy with the cannons.
Ooh.
Is
Then
there
you sure
a
know what you're talking about.
particular grain you are looking for?
Crap. I don't know. I never use cannons.
Oh.
John, do you think you might know? What's the best I could get?
I asked the shop owner. We're just like we have 2 cannons in the ship, and we're gonna be using them for self-defense against other ships. What would you suggest?
Well, that depends. How big are the cannons we are talking about?
I look at Rack.
Imagine my size lying down.
So you mean full like
That is a
10
huge
inch
cannon.
10 inch
Huge.
We're talking
maybe a little
big
bit
balls
smaller,
of
like
steel flying through the air when you
balls
pull
of
the
steel.
ripcord.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that wouldn't fit.
Or do you think they're more like deck guns? Like if you'd imagine like those swivel guns that they have in Pirates of the Caribbean that are like rail mounted, not necessarily like a full cannon on a chassis.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
that sounds
was
a little
thinking.
more right, yeah.
Those are like
Okay,
pop
so
swivel cannons.
Yeah, swivel guns. Okay. So I'd say that's like a 4-inch ball. So it's packs a hell of a lot more punch than a musket, but you're probably not going to be sinking large vessels with it. You definitely enough to take out rowboats or something like that.
Okay.
Certainly screw up any man that feels dumb enough to stand in front of it.
Don't even say it.
You say you have swivel guns. Well, I much recommend a lower grain powder for said. You would not, of course, want to melt your own barrel. And
I
he
wouldn't want to do that
ruffles
at all.
around the underneath the counter, and he pulls out a small keg. And once again, it has like the same logo that's on the door, but it has it has like this insignia on it, and it's a ball, but the ball's cracked, and like there's like slashes that head out in the cracks, but they're not intense, per se. Like there's only a couple cracks in this whatever the sphere insignia is on this barrel, and he puts it down in front of you, and it's a good sized barrel, uh, like a hogshead of black powder, but in a barrel. And he says, "I would recommend this particular grain for your weapons."
All right, sounds good. Okay, okay.
Each one of these barrels contains enough for, I'd say, about 10 shots if you're being generous.
Oh, okay. All right, that's what I'm looking for. All right. Uh, let's see. I think that's pretty much all I need, right? Yeah, I just need some gunpowder.
The
Are there any
projectiles are
cannonballs
not
here?
included.
Wait, what?
Projectiles are not included. You have to also buy the bolts.
Oh gosh, dang. All right.
But
All
we
right.
do have a wide selection of projectiles available for purchase.
All right. How much are your balls worth?
God damn it.
I say this with low intelligence. I don't realize what I'm saying whenever I say it.
Well, that
You knew that was gonna happen.
depends if you would like to shoot balls or various other types of projectiles.
I just
And
want to
he,
shoot
and he kind of
cannonballs.
gestures you with a hand to like another section of the counter, and he opens up like the top of the counter and like pulls it, like if you can imagine like a double drawer. I'm so sorry, like two panels pop open in front of you. One goes to the left, one swings open to the right. So you're both looking down. You and Heinrich are looking down into this now open display case that you didn't know was there. And inside you see a 4-inch steel ball. Then next to it is a 4-inch in diameter, but it looks more like a football than a ball. It's got a very elongated oval shape. And then next to that is another one, another ball, but it's got a little plug at one end of it, and the ball is also has these grooves that run from where the plug is to the other end of the sphere, and it looks like they're inlays of some kind or some forging done with the metal. It's one piece, but it's got these lines either laid or grooved into it. And then
Wow.
next to that, there's two more balls that are attached by 6 links of chain to one another.
Can I
that
lean
the-
in and look at this too?
Yeah, you see this.
Why does the oval one look so weird? What is that?
The oval one is a new prototype I've been working on. It's supposed to have better range than your average cannonball, as it has a better flight profile than the average cannonball.
Oh, I like that. How much for it?
Let's see here. For the special, I would say it is 5 gold pieces per round.
Okay, that's I need to get 10. 50 gold. Okay, and then how much was it for the gunpowder?
It would be 250 gold pieces for the keg.
So, since we're all going to be sharing resources here, I feel like sharing the cost would be good. We all
Okay.
split it up. Let's see, how many of us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's
There's
5 of
five.
us.
Yep.
You said
So
it's
each one can pay
200 and
50
how
for
much?
the keg.
250,
250, so each of us can pay.
55. So yeah, if we all lose 50 gold, that'll take care of it.
Yeah. All right. And then
Okay,
Wait,
I'll,
what?
I'll
Take that
just
out of
go
my
ahead
gold.
and I'll go ahead and pay the 50 for all the oval cannonballs.
There we
So
go.
we're paying 50 apiece for stuff.
Mhm.
Wait, how
For ship
many?
supplies.
How many footballs did you buy?
10 of them.
Okay.
And gold, right?
50
Yeah.
gold, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure.
Wait, how much did I say were the football ones? 10 gold apiece?
Yeah,
5 gold apiece.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm pretty
No,
sure I heard
No, you
5.
honestly did say 5.
Or you
Did
can
I
go back
s-
to the recordings.
Yes, I swear you said 5.
All right. If I listen back this and I've been bamboozled, I'm gonna have a butt. All right.
You
Are
can
you-
fight me first.
Are you interested in any other types of ammunition for your swivel guns?
Should we get regular cannonballs as well? I don't think 10 cannonballs will be fine. We might have to get a few
Better
more.
to have a few too many than not enough.
I also asked
Alright.
back, how much ammunition do you already have on the ship? Do you have any or none?
I have I have 3 cannonballs for each side, so I got 6 in total. And I have enough gunpowder just to fire those, and that's it.
Okay, I just gotta like be quiet and look back to the shop.
Yeah. Not enough, so
So
we'll have 8 on each side with these. So I'll go ahead and buy 4 regular cannonballs. How much will that be?
That will be 2.5 gold pieces per shot.
That's
Now,
not too bad.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and I
so
also
2
said
gold,
to Rec-
5 silver.
I also say to Rec whenever he does this, like you also have to have more powder to fire these, right?
Oh,
Or,
yucked.
of course, my Lord Vorkaiser, you could switch ammunition types.
Pardon?
You heard him.
Which ammunition types? What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Well, of course, you can buy extra shot and decide which one you want to load depending on the target in front of you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Will we need different gunpowder to fire the regular cannonballs, or is it all just the same? It's all just
Shot
the
will
same.
work for any one of these ammunition types.
Oh, okay, good. Honestly, oh, 4 of the regular cannonballs. That's only 10 gold.
That is correct, sir.
Yeah, I can go ahead and get that. All right. Mark me off 10 gold. I'll buy 4 of the regular cannonballs.
Is there anything else you would be interested in?
Not for me. Laura, do you
Very
want
well,
to check
then.
out the shop?
And
Yeah, I
And
was
he
wondering if.
kinda-
I want to
like
look
all
at
of
the
these,
wares.
these various shots were laid in like a very specific, so you could see there's just like one of each, and he kind of ruffles under the counter and he pulls out a like a burlap bag and hands it over to you of, 4-inch, 3-pound cannonballs and footballs. And you, as this, huge mass of steel is handed over to you.
All right.
I hope they serve you well, good sir.
I hope so too. You seem like an honest fellow.
I just do the best I can, and this happens to me my best craft.
Well,
I-
I'll trust your work.
I also asked Mr. Heimrich. It's like, how much does a pistol cost plus ammunition?
Well, let me see here. He pulls out a small booklet. Kind of flips to a page. The common pistols cost about 250 gold pieces, and the common rifles are about 500 gold pieces. And we sell ammunition packages in groups of 10 for about 5 gold each.
John kind of like scrunches his nose at that, and then looks back to looks at his like wrists at like his little crossbow holders, and like looks back. Is like, how many how much does crossbow bolts cost?
Crossbow bolts, we sell a bushel of 20 for the low price of 1 gold piece.
I hand over 5 gold.
He
Oh,
gives
dang.
you 100 crossbow bolts.
Nice.
Sure.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Math. That's teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. 120 crossbow bolts.
And of course, these are just your Joe Schmo.
Yeah.
Nothing
Regular.
fancy crossbow. Yeah.
I'm looking at his wares.
Okay. Roll a perception check, and anybody that looks at his wares.
Okay, I'll look. Perception. Boink. I rolled a 23.
Okay. What'd you roll, Draku?
17.
All right, so while this exchange is going on, you and Alora kind of do that thing whenever you go shopping with your family and they're like looking at something. You're like, I'm gonna go look at something else.
Yeah.
So you kind of meander to another side along this, because it becomes very very clear that the fancy stuff is behind the counter, and both of you guys kind of look at this at the same time, but you've seen the muskets. You kind of can judge them for how big they are. They're about 3 feet long, but there's something that's in a glass case on the wall, and it sits alone. This thing's about 4 feet long. The barrel, it takes up a huge amount of the length of this thing, and it's cradled by this beautifully, probably hand-carved, elegant wood frame that runs along, I'd say, 2/3 of the barrel and goes back into this very elegant stock that looks like it would fit quite comfortably into the shoulder. And there's
Is it
this
a
very
blunderbuss?
intricate, it's not a flintlock like you've seen some of the other ones with these strange hammers that you pull back, you put something on it, and the hammer falls and sets off the rifle. There's something else to this. Same concept. There's more to it, because the stock at the back of this, where the barrel ends, drops down, creating this divot where the wood and the metal would normally just become one. And in this back space, there's some sort of apparatus where it looks like you can actually open something up into the back of the barrel. Not quite sure what that would be used for, since all weapons load from the muzzle down, but who knows, maybe it's for cleaning. And as I said, this thing is a substantially bigger diameter than its predecessors on the racks of the floor. And it's got a certain ominous power to it.
Is it magical? Or does it have like a hint? Tint?
Draku, you don't know.
I have no clue.
Laura, you gather that some of this presence is from the care and creation that went into making this weapon of destruction.
Oh. Okay.
But it's a gun.
It is
Yeah.
most definitely a gun.
It's a gun.
Oh, okay. I can't use guns.
Well, you can't proficiently use guns. You can,
Yeah.
of course, use guns.
Yeah.
Does guns fall under their own category, don't they? Or are they a ranged weapon?
They're still
I
ranged,
would say
right?
they are still ranged. It would take some getting used to switching from bows, if
Right.
that's what you were considering.
Yeah, I
But
just
it's
didn't know.
not something that is feasibly impossible for your character.
Gotcha. Okay, I was just curious.
Would you like to ask about this weapon or keep looking?
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's learn a little bit about it. I'll ask what was the guy's name? Heinrich. Is it with an M or a N?
It's
Heinrich. I'll ask Heinrich, what's in that glass case back behind the counters?
So you gestured, and after he's done
Yeah, after
with the
he's done
transaction with the other lot, he looks
Right.
over and follows your gaze and your outstretched finger and says, "Oh, that is my pride and joy. The very reason that I have named my company Chambermaid. It is a one-of-a-kind weapon of mass destruction. Well, it is not per se as powerful as a cannon, but it would give your deck guns a good run for their money."
Oh.
And I'm sorry, guys. This accent keeps shifting on me. I'm trying to keep it nailed down, but it.
No, you're doing
Feel
Yeah.
my pain.
great.
Hey, you're easy. I'm trying to mix 3 in this guy, and it's hard. You're just German.
Oh, see how it is.
Racist.
And he opens the glass case and pulls this object out, and there's a certain amount of heft he puts into just picking this thing up. It's definitely not light, but there's a certain elegance to how he holds it, and he brushes his hand over that aforementioned device in the back, and he pulls up on this lever, and you see as the back of this gun swings open.
Oh.
And if one were to look down either end of the barrel, they could see all the way through to the other side, unimpeded.
Wow.
This weapon loads from the back, unlike every other weapon out there on the market. It took quite some time to get the mechanisms to not, explode.
Right.
But this design so far has been most reliable in performance. And as you can imagine, loading from the back of this weapon is much faster than from the front of the barrel.
Really?
This of course means that you can load larger cartridges in a shorter amount of time compared to a smaller version of a musket.
Wow.
Get it.
I'm not. It probably wouldn't be a good idea for me to use it. However, well, that's a very interesting weapon. Thank you for showing it to me. Do you also have anything in the line of short swords?
Short swords. I believe offers any gestures to the I'd say the wall that is right from his perspective, left of your perspective.
Okay.
There's a wall of melee weapons, and there's a couple of short javelins, a couple of long swords on a rack, some simple wooden shields, some curved shield-shaped shields, and round ones too. And then there's a rack of scimitars, sabers, and short swords.
Okay. Do I need a roll perception to see what kind of short swords? Like if there's anything special, or is it just plain short swords?
Yeah, go ahead, roll.
Okay. 15.
So you walk by, and the scimitars, their natural make gives them an extremely thick, what's the word I'm looking for? Thick face to the blade. The blade itself, as you know of swords, is the most important part. The rest could care less as long as it's strong and it doesn't break when parrying a blow.
Right.
But this blade looks like you could use it for a hammer. It's so wide in the face. The short swords look of standard make and design. And while they are a sturdy build, nothing special. However, there are 2 sabers. And for flavor text, because everybody's going to jump my shit, I'd imagine. To me, I consider a saber and a cutlass is a one-handed short sword. Blade on one side, flat on the other side. And it's got a slight curve, not a scimitar, which has an unreal curve to it.
Right.
But a slight curve, a elegantly balanced one-handed weapon.
Okay.
And this one has a bronze pommel, black handle, bronze handguard, which has an elegant loop that connects the pommel and the handle, and the hilt, sorry, as one piece that would cover the hand from anybody trying to remove one's wrists from their hands. And then you pick it up, and there's an elegant bronze end capping to the sheath, a nice dark oak stain that makes up the rest of it, and you draw this saber from its hilt, and it has an impressive sound and an impossible sheen as this beautifully polished steel shines in the light. Maybe for the first time, it looks pristine and untouched. And there's a certain hum as you pull this weapon from its sheath, and like a tuning fork, it picks up on the vibrations, and you feel it in your wrist, and it's a very comfortable and soothing sensation
Okay.
as this weapon hums in your hand. That's what you notice about it.
Okay, cool. I'm looking at my character sheet right now for proficiencies. If someone wants to go with their turn, I'm gonna see if any of those.
For all intents and purposes, this is a short sword.
Okay, so it is a short sword? Okay.
Yes.
Alright, and that's the one that you just described? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll pick it up then, and I'll ask him how, or I can pick it up. I don't know if it's like behind anything, but
It's sitting out in the open.
Okay, it's sitting out. Okay, I'll ask him how much this one is.
I see somebody has finally taken notice in that particular one. The saber, of course, is the finest of the short sword variety, and mine are of no lesser exception. That right there would set you back. Oh, I would say about 600 gold pieces.
Okay.
It is an incredibly well-crafted weapon, balanced from end to pommel. And you will find that it can cut through just about anything. Well, of course, you cannot cut through steel, and you will really struggle to cut through extremely large trees. But other than that, about anything.
Okay. So you said that finally someone took notice. Is there any particular reason why someone would pass up such a nice piece like this?
Because this is simply a gunsmith shop.
Oh,
People
I see.
do not come in here with the intent of walking away with a sword.
That's fair.
It is probably my own downfall that I put them on the side and not front and center, but people don't want to see that when they come into a gunsmith.
That's fair. Okay, above table real quick. How many weapons, does it matter? I'm actually not sure about this. How many weapons can your character carry actually at a time? Is it only like a certain amount?
There's no limit.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of more of a common sense. Like,
Okay.
if you want to pack along 3 swords, do it.
Okay.
But if you're like, I'm gonna carry 20 great axes on me,
Yeah,
then
that's
we're
fair.
gonna have some issues. But I
Okay.
would say, because you have what, 2 short swords?
I have one short sword and a longbow. That's it.
Okay, so it would be absolutely feasible to
Okay.
carry all of those things.
Okay,
and maybe
cool.
a little more.
All right.
This Golden Knights just scored, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, and then I'm gonna move on. I'm actually very interested in the sword, but I was wondering, considering that we're going on this huge quest for the Empire, I was wondering if maybe we could negotiate a little bit on the price, and I realized that above table that I might need to do a a roll for that, but trying to kind of negotiate a little bit on the price to go down.
Big quest, you say? This is the first I have heard of such an ember being undertaken.
Yes, it's
And he kind of like looks at you, John, for any sort of clarification that you might be willing to throw into this scene.
I just
Alexi almost got a hold of it.
my character says, technically we are doing things for the Imperial, but it's under their course. They don't have to, but they choose.
Maybe a deal could be arranged. Go and roll a persuasion check, Mash.
okay. All right, let me.
Sorry, Allura.
Say persuasion. Do I? Okay, I actually have that one in my. Let me get the character sheet up. I didn't think I would be doing a lot of that because that's not my strong suit. Okay. Okay.
Every stat is your strong suit and your weak suit, all in
Yeah.
the same suit.
That's fair. Okay, and okay. Oof.
Oh, 6.
Yeah, I have a -1 in persuasion. It was worth a shot. I'm not charismatic.
Jeez.
Sorry. Wait. How much did it cost?
It was
600.
600.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
Oh.
He did say it was exceptional quality and
Good.
performance.
We find out.
I look to Alora, and I say, I will throw in 100 gold if that makes it any better.
Well,
Hey, John, you go and try to charm him. He knows you. See if you can get a discount.
Oh, no.
all the persuasion.
Okay, I go up to I look up to the to the store owner and I was just like, you said it's 600, right?
That is
sir.
correct, my lord.
Can I possibly pay for 400 of it, and we call it even for ever since?
That would be very generous of you, my lord. 400 from you and 200 from the average woman.
Burn.
Oop.
Can I roll persuasion?
Wait, that is what you meant, right? Because that's what I
No,
understood.
I just meant 400 in all. It covered the cost.
What?
Yeah.
400.
Oh, yeah, roll
Girl.
persuasion then. Because I thought you meant you were covering.
No.
No.
I meant to be like, how about I just pay 400 and that's it?
I'm like, oh, what a good guy, John, over here, putting some of the bill. I'm like, oh,
Nope.
that's,
That
that's
was
not
that
what
was
you
the
meant.
that was the original plan. They were like, just pay it all. Just pay it. I was like,
Well,
fine.
roll a persuasion. Let's
I gotta
let's
find
see if he
persuasion.
picks
Let's see.
up on the
I want to
misunderstanding.
see your modifiers for this too.
Oh,
You might be better than me.
I am apparently, for my quote, a persuasive boy. Yes, I am a persuasive boy.
Holy
26.
That is
Jesus.
a 26 and
Natural
A
nat 20.
nat
20.
20. Oh my gosh.
That is my second roll, and it's been both nat 20s.
Throws
So-
the sword at you.
So you say what you say, and then he says what he says, misinterpreting, and then you kind of give him like a really face, and he's like, "Oh, my lord, I must have misunderstood you. I mean no insult. I think that for this quest you speak of, this could be a most noble cause. And I would certainly not want someone of your stature or your kin to be ill-equipped in such an endeavor. I think that there could be a reasonable agreement."
I'm just wondering, because just in general, is he just selling the sword, or does the sword come with a sheath?
It's part of the build, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, most weapons, most swords come with sheaths.
Oh,
Yours did.
I know. So like, I take the sword with the sheath and like.
But
put
I
the sh-
mean, most
sorry.
for display purposes, normally they're like pulled out, the sheath is set
Yeah.
behind. But if aesthetically it's pleasing together, then it's usually kept together.
Well, I I'm going to assume has he already put the sheath on the sword and everything like that?
Alora's currently holding
Oh.
both sword and sheath.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought okay. I just look at Laura and I just give her a nod and kind of real quick, how long has it been since we've been from the empire or from the palace and so on and so forth?
It would definitely take longer than what I think you're thinking of. So I
Okay.
would say roll a deception check to see if you can pull this off. It would happen sometime when you were walking to this shop. Wouldn't be hard to do, but you still have to do it. You do it.
23.
What does he do? I'm missing something, I think.
Oh, nothing.
We forgot
Oh.
a logistic thing. We forgot a logistic thing.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
But essentially
That's
what
not
happened is that handmaiden that has been following him around would have politely excused herself as you guys were leaving the castle to go attend to some business, as she put it, and dashed off to somewhere
Ah, okay.
Gotcha, well.
alone. But you, at the time, alone.
Right.
You don't know who she met up with, but
If
okay.
it's not
And
Draku, it's not right.
back to the present. You going to go forth on this deal, or see if
I
there's
already paid
anything
for it.
else you
I
want
already
to
paid
pile
for it.
on your cart? Okay.
Nope. I don't got that much gold.
So, Allura, to go with that perception check you made earlier, your eyes, now holding the sword, continue to scan along the wall, and you come into the ranged implements. So there's a couple very intricate looking javelins. One of them in particular, as your eyes pass over it, there's something about the head. It's a 3-foot wooden spear, or a 3-foot wooden shaft of incredibly sturdy quality. And there's a nice broad bronze spear tip to it. And as this thing catches the light as you pass, you swear that it almost looks like it has an ember glow to it.
Oh.
Like the bronze itself has a fire in it.
No.
Vegas scored.
Cool.
Cool. Is oh, go ahead. Sorry.
But anyway, you're not one for the particular style, so your eyes continue to pass over. And you come to a couple short bows of nice quality but generic. A couple long bows, same as the last. And then there's another long bow in the rack of many. This one is, however, sitting on its own, hung on 2 pegs up on the wall out of the, not necessarily out of line of sight, but set above the other longbows. And you can just see the back of each of these bow, or this bow that has been made, because you're looking at it from the string side to the back side, not the front side, and engraved in the at the far ends of the bowing stick is a flame.
Oh.
At right under where the string is fastened to the bow itself.
Ooh.
And it's a very elegant inlay of some sort of metal material. But it, as far as you're concerned, it's just on the back, and it's right under where each string is fastened to the bow.
Okay. Cool. Can I ask about that one too? Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. I would like to ask the shopkeeper what that bow is and how much it is as well.
I was wondering when you would get to section, judging by the bow that, of course, you are wearing over your shoulder.
Yes.
But that in particular has a very interesting enchantment on it.
Oh, really?
It has the tendency to, well, set whatever leaves its string ablaze.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it is quite impressive. and very dangerous if you happen to, say, drop something that you meant to knock. It could get a little toasty.
Yeah, that's fair.
Is
Okay,
there a particular interest in that weapon?
just that it might come in handy later on our adventures.
Well, the price is a bit steep for something of such powerful grade.
Okay.
But it is certainly nothing that is unattainable.
Okay, how much is it?
It is 800 gold pieces.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let me look at, and it's a longbow, you said?
It is a longbow.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'll take that too.
Very well done. And he kind of steps out from behind the counter and comes and gets it off the counter, and kind of presents it to you. And now that you can see the front, so if you can imagine, when like part of wood is carved out and the metal is cast within it,
Mhm.
you get like on a guitar how things are inlaid into like the neck of it. Same thing on the back, or same concept on the back, on the front, but to a lot more detail. There is a crawling flame in bronze that extends from the handle in the center of the bow to each of the outreaches of this limb of tree, and you couldn't have seen it from the back, but as you look at it, kind of holding it, twirling it, adjusting it in your own hands, you can see this radiant, almost like this bow itself is on fire, and
Oh,
the
wow.
fire just being flung out to the far ends of this piece of wood.
That bow is on fire.
Yeah, for real.
And then the handle itself is wrapped in a very, very simple but comfortable leather cording that goes quite well with the whole contrast of the weapon.
Okay.
A
Cool.
dark gray to match the lighter oak and the blazing bronze that is inlaid in this bow.
Okay.
Did I
Okay.
say dark gray, dark brown? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you said dark. It's okay. Dark one's fine.
Okay.
Okay. One more question. How much is one platinum? Like one platinum equals how many gold?
One platinum
10.
equals 10.
10. Okay. I need to know. So. Okay, I'm just doing my stuff.
Should there be anything else from the group for your endeavors?
I'm good.
Yep, I'm good too.
Do I notice anything cool that I might?
What did you roll? You rolled like a 17, right?
Yeah.
So you work your way through, and you're like, material weapons, material weapons, material weapons. That's cool and all, but that's not quite my style. And you move over
Okay.
to the left side of the room, and unlike the other blacksmith that you know in Vorbelsaw, who does weapons but also does a lot of armor, there are bare bits of armor in this particular
I don't really do
establishment.
armor either.
Well, you don't.
I have like maybe
But then
bracers.
you see something that catches your eyes that could work. I mean, technically a glove made of iron isn't armor, but a glove made of iron sure as hell punch something harder. As you find this pair of 1/16 inch gauged steel gauntlets, and you kind of put one of them on your hand, and your fingers have restricted movement, but the soft felt that lines the inside of this glove makes for an incredibly comfortable wear. And also where the various plates open and allow for movement, you could have a really good, strong grip on something if you wanted to. And you close your fist, and all the plates cover and slide into position, creating this, what looks like, from the fist point of view, an impenetrable wall of plate steel. And just as easily as it was formed, you can open and flex your hand. Pretty comfortable. It's heavy, but that's never been an issue for you. Vegas card again.
Excuse me,
What's
guy.
I'm Rick.
Guy. I'm. Hey, him. Hi, Rick.
Good day to you, sir.
What can you tell me about this here thing?
Yours
You're
are a
such a way with
simple
words.
pair of steel plate gauntlets.
What do they do?
They are steel gloves that put on your hands. Protects you from all various sorts of injuries, including and of course not limited to cuts, attacks, and incidental knuckle scrapes on harder surfaces.
Above table. Is it just like an aesthetics type thing?
No, they're metal gauntlets. I mean, those have their own, well, kind of stats.
Basically, it's like super knucklers.
Okay. All right. In table. In game. Whatever.
Under table.
Hey, say, hi, Rick. By chance have anything, kind of like this, but like magical? Huh? You know what I'm saying?
Magical gauntlets. Unfortunately, that is not something that I often deal in. Those are not magical. They are just big, heavy, and punch through just about anything steel gloves.
Well, I punch a lot. That's kind of my thing. You know, kind of looking for something magical.
Well, my friend, that is not magical, but it would do you well for punching these things with.
Um, how much would you say these magic or non-magical punching items are?
Let us see, for the craftsmanship, time, and energy and materials that went into producing something of such an esteemed quality, I would say 200 gold pieces would be a fair amount.
Holy. For some gloves, man.
They
Whoa.
are steel-plated gloves, are they not?
True. Above table. What is this thing gonna do to me? What is it gonna do for me?
It's probably gonna add a little damage on a hit.
Okay. Like how much is a little dimmer? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe like a
Ever the heckler.
D4.
Dude, it's
Hey,
double
whoa.
my unarmed strength.
Okay.
that wouldn't be
okay.
too bad.
That's not too, and it's not something that I would throw off my proficiencies or anything like that. They're just
I
gloves.
don't think so. I mean, it still is an unarmed strike. You are not holding anything when you hit something, are you not?
I'm not. You know what? Hi, Rick. You look like a swell feller. How about what did you say? 200?
That is the going rate.
Think we might be able to do 180. I mean, we
Make
are
a
going
persuasion
on
check.
a epic quest for the fluff. Fuck, I gotta plug something on here. I'm talking out my ass the whole time. Fuck you.
Four.
Get a 4. 4.
I
4.
think that's a,
I
I
feel
think it's a
that.
no. I think it's a no.
Yeah. I give him a wink.
Unfortunately, though I appreciate your patronage, it is 200 gold pieces.
All right, you drive a hard bargain. Hi, Rick. You got
Jeez.
anything other? You got any other interesting, wonderful thing? We can do a bargain deal, a bundle bargain type thing. You know?
Right, your bag of holding for those gloves.
What a good deal!
Like, does he?
Think he'll take
pretty
it?
much, does he have any other things that I might seem? Didn't.
You see
Oh.
all the things I mentioned. There's simple flintlock pistols. There are on the side that you're currently working down, along the counter. There was some other kind of pistol, and it had like revolving barrels or some nonsense, but you didn't know what that was, so you moved on.
Fuck that. Yeah.
It's some weird contraption. You don't know what it is.
Now, actually, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Would these hinder Kai blasts?
You don't know.
Well, that's 200 goals worth of not knowing, man.
You'll have to try. Trial and
That's the
error.
risk you take.
I
I'm
mean,
about to burn these motherfuckers off my hand.
you could always take them off before.
Yeah, but that's an
You could-
action to
you
take
could-
them off, isn't
You
it?
could ask
Yeah.
Heimlich if you could try it real quick before you buy it.
Oh shit,
And if
Then
you
you
ruin them,
gotta
then you
pay
gotta
it.
buy them anyways.
dude, that's shit, man. Fuck, man, that makes it to where it's like not that good of a deal. Say hi, Rick.
Jeez.
You think these old
No.
wonderful
I
little
heard
monsters
it.
here
Don't even go there with me.
would be able to withstand a magical blast emitting from my hands? You know, like let's say, you know, if I was a wizard or a sorcerer or some sort of weird magical user, and like I emit like fire or balls of energy from my hands, would they like turn into cinder?
I think you'd
Or-
probably know better than Heimlich would.
I do believe that fleece is most flammable. I don't think I would recommend such a activity with said gloves on hands.
I think it's probably better to go without.
You know what, Hyrick? You're you're a good guy here, man. Telling me, hey, could you find some magical ones? Possibly whenever we get back from our journey, if I'm not dead. Maybe find some sort of magical type gauntlet, gauntlet, and make it to where, you know, yeah, and stuff.
I speak up real quick. It's like to Draku. Said, Draku, you know we have Diana coming with us, right? She can do the thing that you need on the boat.
You know what, there, Van? You drive a hard bargain, Van. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. Because it's so wishy-washy, we'll do 190 gold, and you got a deal.
Roll another persuasion check.
That's more than double the
Oh,
last one. That's a 9.
Does a
9.
do it?
9.
9.
It's 9.
How very Yerman.
Hey, wait, actually, old Van was over there helping me, driving a hard bargain, right, Van? That's right, Van? There, creepy guy. Come on, dude.
Can I roll to assist?
I don't see how what you said could have assisted in
Yeah.
any way of
That's
lowering the
fair.
price.
I didn't think so, but it was worth the shot.
I don't know. It's never a bad idea to speak up.
Hey, Van, come here and talk to this guy for me.
200 gold pieces is a perfectly reasonable price for
I just
something
shake.
of this.
All right.
I just shake my head. I'm just like, it's just 200 gold. It's 200 gold. That's all it is. It's like I'm just acting like it's just 200 gold.
We have
Yeah,
that
Vaughn.
much in platinum.
Yeah, Vaughn, that's like pocket change to him.
Hey, Van, do these look nice? Do they look 200 gold-ish?
Holy cow. I walk over to
Is
the
he
counter.
modeling? Like,
I walk
would
over
Drake
to
put
the
them
Okay,
on and be
okay.
I
like,
slap 10 gold on the counter and I say, okay, there we go.
No, I'm like, placebo, don't you worry. I got this. All right, I do 200 gold.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to work that down, man.
I can tell.
The downside is I'm like fucking stupid as shit, so it's
My
not
mom
helping.
is gonna be dead by the time we buy these.
oof!
What's a big
But, I mean-
oof?
At least he'll have had the
Oh.
gloves that could have helped him if he was there.
Yeah.
It's the thought that counts.
Okay, so I dropped 200 gold.
Okay, you do that, and now you have a pair of 1/16 gauge steel gauntlets.
Well, shit.
I feel sorry for the guy you punched with those.
Above table, I've put on that same exact thing once, and we were at the pirate festival that is held in
Arr.
it's a 21 and older pirate festival.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. It was fantastic. We'll spare the details for a later session. But I was talking with somebody, and he put this thing on and punched through a cinder block, and he's like, I didn't even feel it. And I was like, how
Whoa.
much one
My
of those run
gosh.
me? And it's way too much
Did
money.
he say 200 gold?
No, oh yeah, 200 gold. 200 units of gold in today's money, that's probably what it would be.
Fair
They
enough.
were
Okay.
they were a couple grand, and but
Well,
yeah,
and
hey, you want to
what
put a
does it-
damper on somebody's day?
Bond's
No,
like,
for
it's
real.
just a couple of grand.
What do they add to? I mean, just
They're
make it
gonna
where-
add to your damage 1d8 or not d8.
Whoa,
Whoa,
shit.
whoa, whoa.
1d4, 1d4.
I want some of those
Chill
gloves.
out.
Yeah, I was like, holy frick. Anyway.
I'm dropping
That's
my
nice.
quarterstaff and I'm picking up some gloves.
All right. I don't really use a quarterstaff. I mainly just punch. I have a quarterstaff, but I don't ever use it.
Placidity, you could probably pull those off too.
Probably.
Hey, placebo. Hey, placebo.
Yo.
If he's got some more, man, then we can like fist bump and stuff.
God tier fist bumping.
I mean, I can fist bump you right now. I mean,
All right, dude. Wait, no, I got a gauntlet on. Fist bump me.
boom.
I didn't.
Your knuckles really hurt right now, placebo. Like
See?
your
What'd I tell you?
wrist
We
kind
didn't
of
fist
tweaked
bump.
a little funny because
1 point
as
of
you
damage.
touch the steel, Drake who actually pushed into it, and maybe you might have sprained something. You might want to take it easy on that hand for a couple days.
Weed.
Well, would there be any other business conducted, Jen?
Nope.
Nope.
Not for me.
I'm good. Hey, Van, what do you think, man? You want to buy anything? Come on, man. You're here. What's
I
up?
did buy stuff. I just kind of
Wait.
wave my hand like I'm good.
But I will
Oh.
say, Rack's in here, isn't he? Or is he somewhere
Yeah.
else? Okay, there is a.
Yeah,
I am gonna look at Rack and be like, "There's a javelin over there. It's pretty cool." Because I know Rack uses javelins, right? And spears. It looks like it has a cool fire rate.
Is that happy turtle noises?
Show me
So-
the javelin.
Okay, I go, Lucas. I go to the javelin that I perceived or saw ever when I
Yeah.
did my perception, and I show Rack the javelin. I'm like, I don't use javelins, but I saw it and it looked like it'd be useful, so have at.
You do not know what you've just shown me.
no.
How much for
You're
it?
welcome.
Oh, you mean the shooting star?
No, it's not a
That-
charging spear.
What? It's the shooting star.
No, it's a
That would
javelin.
be well, let's see. It is a very special magical weapon, so I would say a fair price would be 850 gold pieces.
Wow.
You don't want to know what it does, man?
Well,
Yeah, what does it
what
do?
what does it do? What's the magical enchantment on
I
this?
fear for this weapon a demonstration is needed.
Ooh.
And he walks up and he takes the spear, and Rack, as he's moving it away, this bronze spearhead, just like the amount of light it catches is ridiculous. It's almost a mirror, and it just glows like it's hot to the touch. But he swings it around like without a care in the world, and gestures you all to step outside in the back.
Ooh.
If you are so inclined to do so.
Yes, let's go see this thing in action.
Yes.
You're
And so you step outside, and the there like you're now 100 feet away from that cliff I mentioned, and it looks like you can see the base of this cliff looks like it's chewed up earth. Like maybe this is a test range of some sort for all those muskets, and the terrain behind or at the base of the cliff really shows, because this ground looks just gnarled up. It's all just beaten into almost sand. It's been hit so many times with various projectiles of, varying size and destructive force. And Heinrich points down range, and at the very cusp end, there is a hay bale. It's about 80 feet away. Go ahead. Oh, shoot, that is not the voice. Go ahead and aim at the hay bale. And when throwing,
All right.
all you have to do is say, "Star shine bright." And the spear, so as long as you hit, will do the rest.
All right. I'll do it.
Okay, make an attack with disadvantage, because this is at the second range increment of the spear.
Dang, an attack. Okay.
And you are proficient, so it's your proficiency strength.
Oh, then that would be. Okay, that'd be 6. Oh.
Roll again.
So, oh yeah, roll
Oh yeah,
again.
disadvantage. I forgot.
This could be worse.
Dang it.
So 11 and 20, so 11.
Yep. So
Hey.
you
Unfortunate.
the stars shine bright over the heart of Texas, deep in the heart of Texas.
um
Just go ahead and throw that out.
you take the spear in your right hand, and you kind of use your left hand as kind of almost like a rangefinder. You kind of pick your angle that you want to get this thing out there. You take a step back, and you say the command words, and you whoop, and as soon as this thing leaves your hands, you watch as that bronze spearhead bursts into this ball of fire.
Oh.
As it goes shooting across, leaving this tail of flaming black smoke that slowly disperses. And you watch as this searing arc goes as this small fireball detonates when it hits the ground.
Holy
And it didn't land near the hay bale, but the hay bale is kind of on fire now.
Yeah, I bet.
I'll
Does
buy
it
your
return-
entire stock.
Does it return to your hands automatically?
It does not, and it can only do this once per day, too.
You just fucked it up. You just used it.
Oof.
Dang it.
Oh, we ain't going anywhere today.
I was gonna say, if we have to use it again
We're
today,
good.
there might be some problems.
Yeah, for real.
I'll take it.
Alrighty then. It
How
was
much you say for it?
850 gold pieces.
850.
You said 800
All
the
right.
first time.
No,
I
he
said
just said
850.
850. You said you just said 850.
Wait,
Oh.
no,
You said
Placebo
850.
is right. He said 800 gold pieces.
No, he said 850.
You trying
Dude,
to
I'm
swindle
trying-
me here?
I'm trying to help you, dude. Come on, man. Placebo, yes, I think you heard correctly. He said 800 gold. My marvelous persuasion skills tell me that he was, yeah.
Well,
Marvelous persuasion
Draco
skills,
wouldn't lie
quote
to me.
unquote.
do you want me to roll a
trying
deception?
to charge me up because
Are you?
cause you know I like it so much?
Roll, Draco. Roll a deception with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, as you,
Fuck.
as everybody around said, yeah, hey, Rack, it was 850, and you're like, no, it is not 850.
I rolled a 10 and a 7, so
Okay.
7.
Yeah, he just kind of ignores you and goes about the business at hand.
All right, 850 sounds good.
Cool.
Oh.
Now I am completely done with the things I wanted to say here.
1, 9. Yikes. Okay. But what's this wonderful javelin's name?
It is a shooting star.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Did any of my weapons that I bought have special names, Lucas? Above table? Or did it just have? I know one of them was enchanted, but I didn't know if it had a special name.
Oh no.
Okay, if it doesn't, it doesn't hurt my
I'm
feelings.
gonna say at the moment no, but stay tuned because I kind of wrote down like a bunch of things that I
Yeah.
wanted to have in the game, and I'm like pulling from them. I'm like, oh shoot.
No, it's okay. I'll just put that it's the enchanted longbow flame.
Yes.
I'm looking at my gauntlets like, what do I need to name you guys?
1d6 piercing.
And neither for the scimitar.
The saber
Saber, that's
is a
what it was.
plus
Sorry.
one. +1/+1. So
Plus
+1 to attacks, 1 to damage.
Cool.
I got it.
R
I have an idea. Hey, hi, Rick.
8.
These are gauntlets of no blast.
No blast.
Yes.
Oh shit, David.
Because they're good, but no blasts.
No blast.
Yeah?
He's got it down.
I reach up and try to give him a high five.
He kind of he gives you one. He's visibly pleased with what you just said.
Yeah,
I
got a
think
high
that
five.
that is a fitting name for such a weapon as those.
Yeah, these are
As he
some
kinda
nice
like-
weapons.
Shakes the growing redness out of his hand after giving you a high five with those. Actually, no, because the inside is felt. It would be. I mean, there's all that extra weight
I didn't-
behind it, but
I
it's
didn't
not
give
like.
him a fist bump. Yeah.
Yeah, no, a high five.
Yeah. High five.
I mean, the inside of the palm is still like there's various plates and stuff to keep it together to give some protection to the inside of the hand, but it's mostly open fabric inside.
So if I were to enchant these, I would probably just have to enchant the fabric. That.
You don't know that.
Well, no, I'm looking at it, I'm trying to figure out how I can do my Kai Blast. I'm like, what am I gonna talk to Dana about? No blast gauntlets.
And
Sorry.
the flame longbow doesn't have any special things, right? You're gonna reveal that later, is what you were trying to say?
No, the flame longbow very much does have something special.
Okay, do I know about it?
Every arrow that leaves it is set ablaze,
Okay, yeah.
and therefore
Slightly
does
cool.
a little bit of fire damage when it strikes.
Okay. Now I kind of
Okay.
like look at everyone and just like, is there anything else we need to do in this? Anything else we need to buy? Yes, no, maybe so.
Nope, we're good.
I put my gauntlet to my head and I hold my other gauntlet out. I'm good.
All right. Where are we
And I
going to
start-
next?
Walking off to
As
Jack.
we leave the store, I'm like the last one out. I slide 50 gold to the guy and say, "I'm sorry about them," and I walk away.
50 gold, jeez.
It was a pleasure doing business with you, or Lord Vorkaiser. I hope safe travels on your endeavor.
Yes, thank you, Mr.
Whew.
Smith.
And you guys walk out the door.
Did I see him do that? No, we didn't do it.
Do you want me to roll
We
deception?
walked out. He was the last one
roll
out,
a sleight of
so
hand.
we
Sleight
were.
of hand.
What is my sleight of hand? That's a good question.
Do we roll a perception to see if we
The
caught it?
sleight of hand.
Nah. I'll say if he really botches this, you would all see it, but if not, it wouldn't be something anybody was looking for.
Like our passive perception, or maybe.
Yeah.
13.
I think the only one who would notice that would be Alora, and probably
I have a passive
Placidity.
perception of 13.
And then
So
you
do
would
I
also
need to
notice it.
I'll roll. What am
No,
I-
you would know. You
Oh, I would
I
know.
have a
Okay.
perception of 12.
Yeah, then you would not see it.
I'm just gonna ignore it.
Do I
He's
see it?
creep-
Do I see it? I ignore it.
He's creepy, but he's trying. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Tired.
Right,
go
with
dig.
that, where is the party's next destination?
I need
I
to
guess-
go talk to a man about some bread. Link needs to go talk to a man about a horse.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll go with
And I
Placidity
need
to get the
go-
horse.
go
But
look
I
at
love
some
animals.
Sweet Dana.
What?
Oh my word.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
The
word.
thirst in this game
I
is so
know.
good.
It's only one person that's thirsty, though. That's the funny thing. But he's making up for everybody else.
He really is.
My guy apparently is a perv. My bad.
I mean, calls everyone else creepy. Mm.
Hey,
Mm.
motherfucker, I ain't jumping in people's minds and shit. Come on now.
He denies his own creepiness and pushes it on others.
I'm trying to get the people. I'm trying to get the DMs.
The context of that statement was
I
just
know.
that was
I know.
that was beautiful. Good job.
Jeez.
All right, so for the sake of moving things along, because that was a long time, but
Yeah, that
I
took a
think-
lot longer than I thought it
Yeah,
was going
I
to.
feel like
It was
all in
like
all
an
that
hour.
was good. Yeah, it was a bit more than an hour. Anyway, so we'll say you split it, and you go. Who's going to Muskman's Corral?
I do not
That's
need to.
I want to go with Placidity,
Okay, so
my
you
character,
okay.
because I want to see the horse.
So the two of you go, and since you're already outside of the city walls, you walk a little further along the river, and it kind of banks to the left. And so you follow it, and then you come across a really big, fenced-in meadow.
Whew.
Yeah, those are contagious. And there's a decently sized barn stable looking thing at the side, or on the side of the fence that accompanies the road. And the barn doors are open, and it kind of leads into this pasture, if you will. And you walk inside, and there's a sign over the door, and it says Muskman's Corral, and behind it, like behind the lettering, as you would see, like if something was branded, there's this big T that sits in the center of the sign.
I put my hands on my hips and I take a big ol' deep breath. Yep, this is the place.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were gonna yell something.
I
I was
No.
waiting for a yeehaw.
The seagull meme leads back, inhales.
Yeah, inhale.
Howdy, y'all!
Nope, I'll leave that for Seymour.
That's so great.
Sorry. So
Jeez.
you guys walk inside, and you see currently shoeing a horse is the slightly eldered and slightly dilapidated looking gentleman with the kind of this like fraying straw hat, these overalls that one of the shoulder slings is like down onto the side, and this just this tattered attire, but big old smile on his face. There's a couple teeth missing, and he's working away. Oh shoot! I gotta find the page. Where is the page? Where's the page? Where's the page? Where's the
It's right
page?
there.
No. The horse page. The page
The horsey
that I
page.
wrote.
I'll be
There-
right back, homie.
I shit you not. There's a page dedicated to horses.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did this, but I did it. Ah, here it is. Okay.
Because you had a billion of them for us to pick out, like a
Yes.
champ.
Yes, I had this. This was. It doesn't matter. So he's currently working on shoeing one of the Appaloosa horses, and he's like, "Now hold still there while the Monte is only take a second. Ting, 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 see it? Just like I said." And he turns around and he says, "Well, I'll be if it isn't my favorite returning customers. How y'all doing today?"
Hey, Seymour. I clasp arms with him. It's been too long.
It sure has. How you doing, Placid, today?
We've been doing pretty great. Pretty great. Thanks for looking after Zim's Alabama. How's he been doing?
Oh shucks, you know Zim and me, we go way back. He's been a doll as ever.
Well, Seymour, tell you what, we're getting ready to go on quite the venture, and I'm gonna need to take old Zim's Alabama with me.
Shoot, a big old adventure, you say?
That's true.
You know where you're going yet?
All over the world by the looks of it.
All
Zim's Alabama's gonna
over
be seeing the
world.
sights.
Well, that's only fitting for a horse of his caliber.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, do you need any extra horses or riding gear for this endeavor?
I don't know if I need any extra riding gear. I might take some extra horse feed, though.
Oh, we can sure provide you with that.
I very much appreciate it. How much do I owe you for, let's say, probably 2 weeks worth of food? I imagine it'd be spoiling after that anyway.
Oh, horse grain keeps for a bit longer than that, but I sell it here by the 20-pound bag. But I'd say for a customer such as yourself, I think we could go for 15 gold for a bag.
You know what, Seymour? That sounds perfect. Give me what do you think? 2 bags?
Well, I guess you could buy horse feed anywhere, but it is ultimately a 5-week trip.
Hmm.
How much and how good is a 20
3
pound?
bags.
How many of them?
Yeah, how many bags do you think? How many bags do you think, in your professional opinion, Mr. Seymour, you think I would need to keep Zim's Alabama fit and tip-top shape for a 5-week journey?
Well, let's see, for a 5-week journey, I'd say that about one bag would feed about one horse. So let's see here, if I carry the one, I'd say about a week and a half per bag should take care of it per horse.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess I need 4 bags then.
I sure can do that there, friend.
I appreciate that. Let's see, 4 times 60. 4 times 15, that's going to be 60. Okay, cool.
I hope
Alright,
you
good
don't think this is how every Texan sounds.
I don't know what this is, but it's fantastic.
It's amazing. I love it. I hand good old Seymour 60 gold pieces, and you know what? Just because he's been taking such good care of Zim's Alabama, I give him an extra 5.
Well, shucks, Vicinity, thanks. Oh shoot, you're making
Least I
me
can do.
blush. And he's like kind of kicking his boot into the dirt. He's like, "Well, I'll go get your horse for you. Is this here fine young elvish lady looking for a horse while you're out here?"
No, but do you have like a treat that I can give Placidity's horse?
Hmm.
Like a
that can be a bit dangerous giving horses treats. They get all expectant and they don't do anything until you give them one. But I think I might have a few sugar cubes around here somewhere.
Okay, I'll take them.
I'll be right back. And he
Okay.
goes and trots off to go get Zimzalabim.
I want to
And
take
he-
Seymour with us on our venture.
Lucas
One
is
of-
like
One of my I love doing this. This is so much. The only problem is I cannot
Somebody
do this.
would have to look after all the
can't-
horses, you know.
Yeah, I can't do this voice quietly. Like my dad already poked his head in the door and he's like, "Really?"
That
Hey!
was it. That'll do it.
It's for the show, man. You just gotta deal with it. Anyway, a couple minutes later, Fillmore comes back. It's not Seymour, it's Fillmore. Comes back with the beautifully black shining coat of this tall Arabian horse that you know Placidity as your good
Oh,
buddy Zimzalabim,
Of course.
and walks with this
User
with
disconnected
this
from your
air
channel.
of majesticness to him.
trot.
Yeah, it's very much a trot, but not quite like the royal trot that you see like those palominos do, but still a good enough strut for a horse.
Sure, sure.
As he hands you the reins and then goes and gets kind of like this makeshift like sled and drags over 4 bags of feed. Well, Placidity, I hate to bring this up, but I don't know how you're gonna get this here feed back to wherever you're going. I don't have any wagons at the moment I could spot you.
Good question.
I guess you could carry it. You sure do look like the strong type of feller, but I don't know.
Well, we could throw a couple over on Zimzalabim's back as I lead him. I could carry a bag, and Laura, if she doesn't mind, she could carry a bag.
Not at all.
Well, shoot, I'm sorry I brought him up. Looks like that problem there solved itself.
Fillmore,
Well,
you are the
anyway,
best.
will you be needing anything else for this here trip you're going on?
I just need you to never change, Fillmore.
Well, shoot, I can do that every day. Say, if you find yourself on the other side of the world, I think it's in the Commonwealth Empire. I
Uh-huh.
hear they do horse racing. That's where I got some
Really?
of my quarter horses for. Some of the
Okay.
faster ones. I won in a certain see, what did the gentleman call it that I participated? A gambling endeavor, I think was the word he done use. But if you see any more horses that would be a good fit here for our home on this side of the world,
I will definitely keep that in mind.
I don't expect you to buy them or anything like that, shucks. But if you could bring back a list next time I go out that way, I could pick them up.
I will definitely keep you in mind, Fillmore.
All right then. You have yourselves a good time out there.
Hey, you too. Thanks again.
Sure do.
I'll lead old Zimzalabim away as we're carrying the feed.
Take care, friends. Get you next time. and he disappears back to probably resume shoeing another horse that needs to be reshoed. As you guys make your way back into town, where were you lot headed next?
I was going to the general store and go talk to Dana.
Okay. All right.
I'm going with Draco.
Dana.
Diana.
Okay, you do that. I gotta. Jeez, my NPC is on par today.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
and you
You're doing
remember
great.
old Jack, whatever his name is.
His name is William.
That's what
Close
he said.
enough.
It's me. Come on, that's like pretty good.
So you meander your way, Draku, and John, you meander your way, or no, whoever's with you. I'm sorry, I forgot. To this long building, and it looks like it like ascends further, or not ascends, but it extends further back into an alleyway. But the store face, the storefront, is not very wide. But you walk inside, and there's like a little pedestal with an older looking gentleman, and he's kind of he's wearing a long sleeve shirt, but you can see that like around his neck there's some odd scarring and this uncomfortable looking red rash. And he looks up as you walk in the door. Can I help you?
Jake! Jack!
It's
Jack?
William, actually. But it's good to see you too.
Alright. Wilhelm.
William.
You know that... Willem.
Whatever. What can I do for you today?
You remember me, right?
Wait, who's all with you?
I don't know.
It's
Who's all
just
with me?
John.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
with I was
Oh,
with Placidity and Alora.
Okay.
Oh, Van. Van,
Okay.
what's up? I didn't know you were with me.
I've been here the entire
I
time.
don't think we've actually had the pleasure of making acquaintances yet.
Oh, dude, I bought some really good bread slices from you.
Oh, that's right. You're the big guy with the insatiable appetite. I remember now.
Yeah. Them are some good bread.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hardly
You
ever
betcha.
sell that stuff, so I was glad to see it go to a good cause.
You by chance have any more bread?
That more spendy stuff?
Yeah, that awesome bread. You know that bread.
Yes, of course, that bread. Well, let's take a look. I don't know if I have any left, but we'll go ahead and take a look. And he leads you down one of the aisles, and there's like various wares like backpacks, climbing utensils, other things that one could need on, any sort of outing, or just like generic household farm tools.
One second, real quick. Can
yeah.
I decipher these code words that they're speaking? Because it's like bread. We're like, what the hell is this
It's
bread?
bread. It's slices of bread. That's what it is.
Roll an insight check.
Let's get this bread.
They talk about money. They talk about drugs. What they talk about? Let's see.
Roll
Feast
an
on this
insight.
yeast.
Insight.
Feast on this yeast.
Insight. Okay.
All right, let's see this insight check.
Was that 13?
That's
No.
a good old 7.
Oh,
So
Solid 7.
you watch as you've come to know Draku. It's pretty
Yeah.
self-explanatory. He's a happy-go-lucky guy who really doesn't have anything on his mind. But the way he talks about this bread, there's a passion, there's an intensity behind his voice. Maybe it's not bread at all. Maybe you've heard of strange substances that have been grown domestically and come from afar that put people under strange influences, much more powerful than a strong drink. So maybe he's looking for something of that nature. You're not quite sure.
Essentially, I think he's buying crack. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
think.
all right. Jake, Jack, Willem,
William.
Willem. What? Yeah. Bread. Let's do this. Let's see what you got.
Well, let's see. I keep that bread by this other bread here, and he and he leads you back, and there's all this like stuff, and then you guys walk through some produce, and then it kind of comes to the end of the store, and there's like a curtain that leads probably into a back room. And he pulls aside the
look
curtain
around.
and gestures you both back into the back room.
Help any better.
Oh
to
yeah.
my
Look around,
suspicion.
and then all right. Nobody's watching. Come on, Van. Let's do this. This is some good bread.
And he takes you over, and there's a crate on the floor. This, well, looks like it's your lucky day, friend. This just came in from the growers, out in the field, so it should be about as fresh as it comes.
Nice.
And he,
Oh,
he takes it, and he kind of gets like a pry bar and breaks the top of this wooden crate open, and inside there it's just straw. And he reaches down in the straw and he pulls out this this, well, it looks like, I would say, if you can imagine a brick that's about the size of 2 loaves of bread, but it's just one solid mass and it's completely wrapped in this like super light white cloth.
oh, that is.
And he hands over this bundle to you, Draku.
How many do you have? Do you have like 1, 2, 3? How many you got?
Oh,
I
great.
think there's 5 more bundles in there, including that one.
And one bundle lasts for about 25 days. You know, let's say for an average person, they last about math.
I think if I remember our conversation last
It
time,
was like
we said one of these loaves would last an average person about
25 days is what I got.
I think we
written
did
down.
say 25 days.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get. How much were they? How much was it?
I think it was it 15 gold? I think that's what
It
we
was.
decided.
It was something like
Or
that.
did we say, oh no, did we say 1 gold for a day? Was it 25 gold? Because
I don't know. I
think,
bought it whenever I bought the
'cause
first
I
one. Whenever I didn't really
remember
have
a
very
gold-
much gold.
because he was trying to sell it by the slice, and you bought it by
The loaf.
right. Right. He wanted to give you some of the product, but you wanted all of it. So he said just because it was a gold a slice, so you said 25 gold for the whole lot.
Oh, okay. How? Oh, Wilhelm. Wilhelm.
William.
Yeah. What about? See here. Can I get? Let me get three of these. Yeah. Let's do 3. But hey, because I'm buying almost your whole stock of this, man. How about we do 20 gold per brick?
Roll of persuasion.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll also say like, hey, I'll also buy one if it's that much.
He hasn't opened any of this stuff yet, so he's still holding these tightly wrapped
I know.
white bricks
I know.
of a strange substance they
I
refer
know.
to affectionately as bread.
I know.
You have no idea what this stuff is.
I'm just
He's
saying
still
this
trying to give me
for
an
the
advantage.
the gold thing.
No, just roll normally.
Oh,
Okay, just had to try.
I don't know if you
hey,
would
that's
interact.
not bad. That's not bad. That's not horrible.
I'll tell you what. Let's call it 25 gold for each loaf.
That's what it costs. me.
Gosh.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. 24 gold per loaf.
I'm sorry.
23 and you got a deal.
All right, fine. You're about the only person I sell this stuff to anyway.
All right. So I buy 3 loaves, which are 20. Okay. Let me get my calculator here.
That's really strange. I can't imagine somebody eating so much bread in a single serving. I'm sure that can't be healthy for you, friend.
That is, oddly enough, 69 gold.
Okay, so does he just have like 3 of these things in his arm right now?
Yes. At the moment, Draven has three bundles of 3 big white bricks. That he's almost hugging as he finishes this transaction.
I asked Draven. I mean Draven's character Drake. He's like, Drake, can you throw me one of those real quick?
Oh yeah, man, dude. Here, I'm gonna give you a slice of bread. Eat the whole thing, man. Just eat the whole thing. It's amazing. Just try it. I hand him a slice of bread.
But like you don't see that it's bread until he hands it to you, but he still handles it with a great amount of care. So
No.
even though you now can confirm with your eyes that it is bread, you're not quite sure if it's
Well,
just bread.
I still had some slices of bread left over.
Oh yeah, so he like
'Cause-
pulls this thing out of his pack, and just hands it.
It's like an old stale piece of bread.
Oh, it's definitely
Well,
stale.
no, I mean,
but...
I keep it very, very, it's still like I tightly wrap it, I unwrap it, and
Right,
it's,
yeah.
and I hand him
Takes
just
good
one
care of his bread.
slice of bread, and I'm like, dude, try this bread, and eat the whole thing, man, eat the whole thing.
I eat the whole thing. Like I fold it in like four corners and eat it.
And I
like
eat one too.
Like he suggested.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
I figured.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
I
Oh, no.
figured a con
What have
save.
you done?
Okay. This is either gonna be really good or really bad.
It's gonna be great.
For common,
Breeze,
it's gonna be great.
I want you to critical fail.
19.
Dang it!
Hey, woo!
You take a bite, expecting some weird menagerie kaleidoscope to afflict your vision, only to have your taste buds confirm it's just bread. It's filling bread, and it's
Oh,
not bad.
eat the whole thing. Eat the whole
But-
thing, man.
I
man, I'm
did. I
telling
ate
you,
it.
man,
I ate
it's-
it all in one bite.
Eat the whole thing.
Like I folded it in like four in like a-
And now
like
you're
over
like
and
really
over and again.
full.
Yeah, you are like entirely stuffed.
Yes,
One
Yeah.
piece of bread is like,
it's enough for a meal for one day.
yeah,
Yeah, so it just feels like I just ate lunch or something like that.
Like
Yeah,
all
you-
three
you-
meals.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
You had breakfast, lunch, and dinner all in one meal.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm like, dude.
I just have this sense like I hold my stomach afterwards like oh my god I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, you just ate 3 Thanksgivings in a row.
Oof.
Like,
I'm not
I
hungry,
have done,
thanks.
you're
done
good.
that. Have done that in one day. It's not fun.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, isn't it good bread, man? It's like, and it tastes better than rations. Oh, and it's so good. Oh, I love me some bread.
I see, but I understand like not the necessity, like the reason behind this. I like to enjoy my 3 meals a day.
Yo,
You know,
I
just like
get like super hungry, man. Like my appetite is, ugh. Like what y'all eat for a meal is like a snack to me.
how much of this bread do you eat in a one day?
I eat. What did we figure that out to be, Lucas?
I think you were eating like a slice of meal.
Yeah, a slice of meal.
Like
Well,
including
let's see
the
here.
meal he was
I
actually having
require-
too.
No, I require twice as much food as a normal person.
Oh yeah, so 2 slices a day. If
Yeah,
you
2
didn't
slices
eat
a day.
anything else.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or like
I
a
was about to say,
slice to supplement everything else.
I thought it was like he ate a meal with a piece of bread, ate like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I was like, Jesus Christ!
Well, I mean, if it was 3 times
You-
as much as a
We
normal
carb
person,
loaded,
but-
baby!
Yeah. No, I mean like you've seen Dragon Ball. Goku
Yeah.
puts
Yeah.
puts away some groceries. Well, my guy has to eat twice as much food as anybody else in order to stay like as a normal meal.
I just-
Dragon Ball, you mean nondescript anime character. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
I just,
Oh,
I
That
just
guy
kinda,
from Dinosaur Sphere.
yeah,
Oh,
I kinda,
Droku's got to put some groceries away.
I
and I'm
just
like-
kind of like like shrug and I'm just like to each their own.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that one piece of bread. Ooh, that was a good snack. All right.
Well, gentlemen, is there
Jack.
anything else that you'll be needing?
Does he have any cool, interesting stuff?
I
here?
mean, it's it's like
it's a general store, isn't it?
yeah, farming
Yes.
tools, backpacks,
I asked,
various
how much-
traveling gear.
I ask him, how much does a climber's kit cost?
Climber's kit. Let's see here. I just might happen to have one of those. And he leads you down like the central aisle. There's like 3 aisles. I'm sorry, 2 aisles, 3 tables, but they're like long tables, and they got a lot of stuff on them. And he pulls up this satcheled bag that could be like slung over the shoulder, and he opens it up, and there's a coil of about 200 feet of rope and various little fist-like looking things on this super sturdy cord that you could like jam into a rock and like turn it sideways, and it would hold your weight essentially in this in these hair fractures of the whatever cliff face you're climbing. And then a couple of those, what are they called? Not pippins, but pitons. I was close.
Yes, piton.
And various other implements, a small hammer, and some other rigging, and like a simple harness made out of rope. Excuse me. Sorry. That would run you about, I'd say 15 gold. This is the best kit we offer, and it's got quite a bit in it.
I want to
And
get
the
one
rope's
too.
extremely sturdy.
And like I
Good.
looked through the kit real quick. Like, what is all in this kit that you have for the climber's kit?
Okay, 10 pit tins, a harness for a medium humanoid-sized figure, 200 feet of rope that can carry up to 600 pounds before getting risky, an ice axe, and a climbing hammer, and a couple of I can't remember what they're called, but let's just call them cliff face wedge things. But they're like anchors if the pitons don't work.
Does it also include like the things that you can put on your boots so you can climb on the pitons more, or on icy?
Oh, crampons? Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But what you said the climbing hammer. What do you mean by the climbing hammer? Hammer.
It's a small hammer for driving the pitons into the stone face
Okay,
or
then
into a crack.
I ask him, it's like,
How many
eh,
pittance?
It's 10. Is there any way I can like ditch the hammer, but still lower down the price of the kit?
I could knock off a gold for the hammer. I mean, it's just a little hammer.
Well, I emotion on my belt. I already have a hammer, so I don't need it.
So
I'll
14.
How about this, Dan? Since you ate a slice of bread, I will.
this is straight up the spice from Critical Role. Like this. Hey,
I
you
will-
bread, you bread, you bread, you guys bread, you guys want some bread.
Bread. What was I talking about?
You were gonna do
You were
something.
going to offer William something.
No,
Yeah,
me.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
I'll cover. I will get the whole thing, if you want, and I'll throw it in the bag, if you want. I mean, you think one will last for all of us?
Well, I think we could do it like one at a time. Yeah.
Okay. Or should we get 2? Yeah, I was thinking about getting 1 too.
Well, yeah, sure. 2 wouldn't hurt.
All right. How about this, Wilhelm? If we go 2, let's. You think you can make us a little bit of deal? Come on, I bought a lot of bread from you, man.
Well, do you need the hammers in both kits?
Throw the hammers in. You know what? We'll do the hammers.
They're
too.
part of the kits.
Yeah. So we'll do both kits, but if we do 2 kits, can we get a little bit of a deal, man?
I would say I'd give you the kits for. Let's just call it 26 gold pieces.
How much are the kits?
15
each.
apiece.
That's a good deal.
Hey, that's a good deal. Let's do this.
Well, it was a pleasure doing business with you. business with you as always.
So I take one, and are you gonna put one in the bag of holding, Draven, or are you gonna
Yeah,
take one?
I'm
with
gonna throw one in the bag of holding.
All right, be sure to mark that down somewhere that's separate of your character sheet.
you? I got you.
Are you talking about me or?
Yeah, you got
I
the
don't-
bag. The bag should have its own inventory.
I don't know where to get an extra sheet on
No,
this.
just put it in Google Docs.
Yeah, do like a Word doc, or not a Word document, Google Docs. So, and that you could literally share with everybody here.
What is it?
Google
Google
Documents.
Docs. We'll don't worry about that now. We'll play with that later.
All right, I got it written down, just not on my character
Yeah,
sheet.
don't worry about it. No,
Also, you
no
said
need wasting time.
how much rope? 200 feet of rope.
200
200
feet of
foot.
rope in each kit, so that's 400 feet of rope.
400 feet of rope.
Well, it's 2 kits, but
Yeah.
1 kit each.
Yeah, I got everything that's in one kit written. And that was 26 gold.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Well, gentlemen, you have yourselves a good day.
Yeah, you too, Mr. William.
I will.
All right, I'm buying both of the climbers things for you.
Okay, so mark off 26 gold.
Yeah, I got it. So that way you don't have to. You don't mark it off yours. I got it on mine. Just
Thank
because
you,
you know what, Van, you're starting to warm up to me. I like you. You're still creepy, but I like you. You haven't tried to get into my brain or anything.
I say, like, kind of like under my breath, it's like, I don't think I want to.
Did I hear it? Wait, did I hear it?
Probably.
I wasn't like
I just-
trying to hide it. It's just kind of
For comedy, you heard it.
I
Yeah.
just giggled. And I got to go see a lady about a lady. Yeah, yeah.
And would the rest of you pretty much meet up at Diana's at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll say that just because it simplifies things. So with that, you meet up and you see Diana has pulled. You all show up, and there is a iron box. It's about 3 feet wide, 3 feet in width, or I'm sorry, 3 feet. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. 3 feet in length, 3 feet in width, and about 4 feet tall. And it's got this weird door with this kind of turnstile handle that, and it's currently open. And there's a bunch of bags, and she's currently gathering more bags and putting them inside this iron box. When you all gather up, she pulls the last one out from her shop and puts it in, and then takes this big heavy door and swings it on its just, and then as you hear these various metal contraptions inside slide and find whatever stops or locks them into place. She kind of wipes her hands off. There's a lot more important stuff than I thought there would be. But it is all safe now. Oh,
Ooh,
are you guys done getting ready for the trip?
there was only one more thing I needed to do.
Oh, right. You're going to help me carry all this stuff to the boat. Come inside.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah. Remember,
Yes,
Drake?
we are.
Yeah,
yeah,
we offered to carry stuff for her.
But
I've
yes,
even got Zimzalabim over here to help.
but I also wanted to talk to you. Do you ever come? Do you ever figure out anything about them awesome shoes that you're working on?
That's a
Oh,
project
yeah.
I plan to take on the road with us. I must admit the last time we worked on them was 2 weeks ago, and I've been on the boat with you guys ever since then. So,
True.
Yeah,
Hey,
unfortunate.
that's a good point. Sorry, it slipped my mind. But I have a question for you. Seems how you are, such a beautiful and amazing arcanist.
Yeah,
You have such a
something
way
like
with
that.
words, Draku.
Thank you, Placebo. I'm glad somebody recognizes that. But anyways, all right. I got these awesome. See, look at my new cool gloves. And
Those are some substantially big metal
yeah,
gauntlets you have there.
but here's the thing. Like, I call them my gauntlets of no blast. Um, I was
And like
wondering.
as you're describing this, Draku, like you're fixated on these things that now rest upon your hands. And as Diana's watching, she kind of leans to the side of Draku, and looks at all of you guys like, "Is this okay? Should I be concerned?" Looks for any sort of reassurance from you guys.
I kind of like shrug my shoulders and give like a.
Yeah, I just wave my hand around. Just kind of
I
nonchalant.
kind of like give her a nod.
That was
Uh,
so many mixed signals.
Hey,
That's
hey,
fine.
Like,
Yeah.
of course, Draku, you don't notice this, and when you look back up, she's looking and listening very intently about what you have to say.
okay. Well, I was wondering because I can't do a my special magic power with the gauntlets on.
So take them off.
I thought about that too, but it would be super cool if I did have to take them off. See, what I was thinking is the Hyric said the the gauntlets, the metal's good, but the fabric is not so good for like energy and stuff to go through. It might like burst into flame and burn my hands.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say high Richt, as in high Richter, as in one of the
Heinrich
leaders
Schmidt,
of?
yes.
Wait.
No.
Okay,
no.
you talk first, and then I'll talk.
Okay, the guy that sells the guns and the boom booms.
Oh, and she kind of
His-
like puts her hand over her chest. She's like, "Oh, I thought you meant the High Richter of the Arcanon school in the Commonwealth." Okay, all right, we're talking about two different people. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Continue.
He sounds like a nice guy though. Does.
He is a very powerful individual.
Yeah.
I was just
But no.
wondering how someone like you would come to meet such a person. I haven't met him, and I'm not too shabby with magic. If I.
I might have run across him in my journeys. I just might not have remembered his name.
Roll a
I-
deception check.
I snicker at what he says.
Hey,
Well, well-
technically, I don't know if I'm wrong or not.
So roll in a deception check with advantage.
Okay, because that is
That's a valid
very-
point.
yeah. Because I have no clue. I might have met him.
Oh!
A 4 and a 2, a natural 1.
Negative. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
That is fantastic. So you say this like, thinking, "Oh, I know this guy. I've totally heard of this guy." And she looks at your face as you say this, and she just has that nod of understanding that you have no idea who this guy
I
is.
have no fucking clue.
Oh.
But there's another guy. His name was Hyric, and he was super weird guy. Couldn't understand half of what he was saying. And he looked at me kind of like the way that I looked at him. It was kind of weird. Anyways, but
Once
he
again, I
said-
look over the shoulder like, "What is happening?"
he said that they're not magical, and they wouldn't work with my special magic ability. Oh, can you make it to where they would work with my special? Remember whenever I lobbed off that tentacle? You remember?
With oh
Yeah.
forgive me, I'm so sorry. You're talking about when you use that strange magical beam energy that you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I can use it while I wear the gauntlets. I was wondering if you can because you're super smart and very very good looking. And
I don't
Uh,
see how that correlates.
I-
But
I kind of have
thank
a
you.
puzzled expression on my face at that last one.
Yeah.
that
Well,
wasn't very sick
I
on that
my
one.
understanding is in the is in duration and a little bit of everything else
My
as
eyes
goes
just
with
kind of
that.
gloss over. I have no clue what she's talking about.
I'm unfamiliar with your style of magic, and it would require a bit of study if I were to cast or enchant something that could go against it.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Think we could do it on the boat? Like where we're going?
Maybe.
That would
It
help
would
me
take some
greatly.
time, of course, because I would need to first understand what I'm defending against, and then, write the proper spells to counteract your abilities.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I think.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
Uh,
You have heavy stuff. I'm gonna lift your heavy stuff. You make me super awkward.
You say that?
You make me feel weird inside.
You're so sweet, Graven.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Lady killer, right?
Make me have the butterflies.
I
Super
wish-
seducer IRL.
I wish I was this good with words. So I'm assuming you guys would go to pick up that big ass heavy iron box.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
As you do, she says, "Oh no, leave that where it lie." The emperor promised in exchange for doing the imperial investigation, or doing the investigation on behalf of the empire, he will look at some of my more important things that I do not wish to take with us and should be locked under key in a very safe spot. I told him I'd leave it out in the open so he could pick it up.
Oh, so
It's-
don't lift the big heavy box.
Well, it's really heavy. It's kind of a cool trick I learned when I was training to my study. Yeah, I highly doubt any of you could pick up that box. Actually,
Challenge accepted.
Oh my.
Athletics check.
I'll
Yeah.
give it a shot too. If
All
you,
right,
if
all right.
you'd
I go to
like.
pick it up.
Challenge accepted immediately. So you
Alright.
get it's big. It's pretty big, 3 feet. But your wingspan, you can easily get comfortable handholds on this, and you squat down, get low, spread your feet, straighten your back, and lift with your legs. Well, you try to at least. And this thing weighs a ton, and it doesn't even budge. And you start to see that platinum face of Rack Wraithrazor as these veins start to bulge in like his forehead, as his face, like, deepens into these couple shades of red as he strains to get this thing moving.
I'm like nearing going into a rage right now.
Right?
Okay.
Oh,
Can
you
I
didn't
try?
even bother going into a rage.
No, I figured it wasn't worth it.
Okay, good. Roll a strength check, or
All right.
athletics or strength or whatever's high.
But here's the thing. I have
Right.
powerful build. Despite the size, Saiyans are biologically more efficient in feats of strength compared to other races. You count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity and weight that you can push, drag, or lift.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and try and pick it up.
Does that give me anything?
No.
Oh, nice.
I got a 20.
Yeah. And you do the same. You're a bit smaller, so you can get a lot closer to it, get a better center of power. As once again you strain and try and lift, and this thing is not moving. And you feel your feet start to sink in the ground as it cracks beneath your feet.
Oh, dude,
From
come
the
on. I gotta
force-
impress the chick. I got a 20 in this. I got to get something out of it.
It wasn't a natural 20,
I smiled and I look at both of them and I say,
and the box doesn't move.
It's
Oh my
like,
God.
this like thing going on. It's like, why don't you both try at the same time? See if it budges then.
All right.
All right.
I got on the other side.
Makes
All
sense
right.
to me.
1, 2, 3.
3.
Ooh, that's
I
a
got
Whoa.
a
better.
26.
26 and 24.
Ooh.
Okay, that's pretty good. So as you both go down, squat down and lift, like this alone could probably move something that weighed about 1,000 pounds. You guys could both probably force to move between you, and this box kind of just a little bit one way.
Mm.
Oh, so on
Diana,
my
there's a
way,
problem
wasn't
with
it?
your box. No one can lift it.
It's
It's impossible.
you guys found the enchantment so soon. Well, it's pretty clever, I must say. Makes it easy to hide all the important things if they can't be taken.
Well, I can't argue with
I just,
that.
just
Wait,
kind of glare at
I-
her for a
I look at her and
second.
say, enchantment?
I told you it couldn't be lifted.
Oh.
I just kick her box and say, "Stupid box, stupid enchantment."
So did I like almost did it raise up any? Whenever I did it? 26? Nothing?
Sorry. Yeah, it moves just a little bit.
Oh. And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, because I'm
Exactly
a
what
wizard.
Cube said. It's like
Yeah.
that scene from Captain America where, or from, yeah,
The Avengers.
whatever, from the Avengers when Captain America almost picks up Thor's hammer.
Oh, he could have picked it up.
Almost.
He was
Nice.
bluffing.
All
Could
right.
have picked it
That's
up.
up for debate.
He is the worthy one.
Yeah,
and
he's
so
the
is
only
the
one.
elevator.
Yeah, and so is the elevator.
But Diana, you don't want this to go anywhere. You want it to stay here, right?
Oh no, there's a trick to it, and I gave the trick to the Emperor, and he is going to send some highly trusted individuals to move this box, and then essentially reactivate its enchantment to sit and remain unmoved.
Okay. So can I put it down now? It's kind of hurting my hands a little bit.
You couldn't pick it up. You could only just kind of
I
maneuver
thought I
it.
got a little bit of lift.
No.
Damn it.
But you got a
Okay,
good
all right.
grip, but like you,
No, we
the
kinda,
most
like,
you guys
shook it a
could
little
do was slide it like a little bit one way.
Okay. Well, okay. Then I dust my hands off and I flex a little bit. I give her a little bit of wink and
Oh,
then
you're
I
like-
walk away.
You're like both of you are like super swole right now.
I walk away and kind of grab my back a little bit, like, ow.
We're like the Ginyu Force, just like flexing in
Yeah.
and modeling.
Yeah. Hans
Oh
and
my
Franz
God.
out here.
Wait, I'm gonna roll a perception check. Did she notice?
What, the swole flexing?
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh, yeah, sure, roll a perception check.
All right.
Not one.
Oh, I had no
Oh,
clue.
close enough. 9.
I mean, you were like, oh, is Diana watching? And you're like, oh, do my biceps look big enough? And then like, when you look back from your arms, you swear maybe she was looking, but she's not looking anymore.
Yeah, she probably wasn't even noticing. Dumb glorious. All right, let's do this.
And so you guys all walk inside to her once very filled little home that she had for this kind of magical shop. And now there are a series of like packed wooden crates, bags, and like just kind of like a mountain of boxes. Not like wooden boxes in the middle of the floor. And it looks like everything has been either stowed or packed up. She's like, well, I think this is the last stay for my personal effects. But if it's not here, we definitely don't need it. Probably.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. There's a lot of stuff in there.
So have you already went and stored it away in my boat, or? do you
No,
need
it's
help
all
with
right
that?
here on the floor.
Oh, this is all. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah,
All right, Drakey, you want to impress the lady? Pick up 3 boxes at a time.
Let's
Do
do
be
this.
very,
Oh,
very gentle
ah.
with these boxes. I would strongly discourage any showboating. I would hate to see one of them dropped for the greater safety of the populace.
okay.
Oh,
How many boxes would you recommend carrying?
One at a time. 2 people to a box.
Oh wow.
Can I carry 1 box by myself?
Oh, absolutely. You could carry 2 boxes by yourself.
Okay. How about this? Just because I mean this is your stuff and you look like you're very you want your stuff to be safe and stuff.
It's
I'm
not
gonna go
that
ahead
I
and carry.
want it to be safe. I don't want it to be damaged.
Okay.
I
So-
I and she kind of like gets your attention and like makes you hold eye contact and she's like, "I hope you understand there are serious consequences if the items in these boxes get damaged."
I look
And she
kinda get
looks like
lost in her
really
eyeballs.
disturbed on her face.
I'm entranced by her eyeballs.
Oh dear gosh.
They look
Oh,
very
no.
sad and very scared all at the
I
same
kind
time.
of
Okay.
nudge Placidity. Hey, you want to just get the boxes ourselves?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do that.
I'm
I mean-
gonna get a box. I'll get a box. We'll make sure that you're taken care of. I got you. And I wink at her.
Okay.
Please
She
carry the
kinda-
box with
Good.
him.
Kind of
Good
like
wink.
face palms.
Like a real
She's
good
like-
wink.
And she looks to the rest of you guys and says, "Be very gingerly with these boxes. They're not terribly heavy, they're fragile."
I
Understood.
I
shit.
will.
Okay.
I'll since Rack and Publicity's get one. I'm motion to Laura. It's like, do you want to help me get one?
Yeah, I'll help you.
Is placebo carrying one?
Yeah, I got one.
With Rack.
With Rack. Oh shit. Hey, Diana. You wanna
Oh
help
my
me carry
God.
this one?
Oh no.
Yes, in fact, I would prefer that.
Awesome. Okay, and we start carrying boxes.
Would hate it if I dropped it on your pretty little toes.
Would hate it if I dropped it, period. You above table, you guys might be carrying some hot ordnance through the downtown of Vorbelsalin.
Are you
So we're
saying
gonna
we're
have to,
doing
like-
illegal things?
No, I'm saying that you're carrying all the different means and mechanisms for making arcane items.
Basically,
The
raw
magics, of
explosives.
course. Yeah.
This could go boom boom. Like real bad.
And as we're walking to Rack's ship, like I message to Diana, and I
Oh
ask her,
shit.
Diana, just
Is that-
Diana, like
That's
like,
all you
just,
say?
like- yeah, like yeah,
Uh,
and then like I'm gonna like wait for her to respond.
Yes.
What up, fam?
Yes.
What you want?
New spell, who dis?
What's
did?
up?
Yeah.
And then I say, is it possible that you could teach me how to use the alchemist table that you have, or like so I can make things?
If it makes it there in one piece, I would be more than happy to.
Oh, thanks. I was just wondering.
If we all make it there in one piece, I'd be more than happy to.
I kind of give like a nervous chuckle in my mind.
Hers is equally nervous and awkward.
Like, yeah. Oh my god, help us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to be extra careful.
Okay, do I make you roll? Yeah, let's roll for it. This is
Oh,
really
no.
fun.
We're
No.
gonna fuck her shit up, man.
Oh no.
This is fucked up.
This
What?
is all
No.
dex checks.
What are we doing,
This is all
athletics
dex
checks?
Okay.
checks.
I would say
Oh,
everybody
Jesus.
make an athletics check.
Okay,
an
that's
With
actually a little bit more in my
because
If I get a
favor.
With
natural
a-
one, hoo boy.
with advantage.
Okay.
With
Oh,
advantage.
okay.
Because you're
Okay,
all working
sweet.
in pairs.
All right.
Okay. 14.
Woo. Okay, 15. And then
I'll go. 25.
Ooh. Okay, I got
Okay.
a 20. I gotta roll one more time.
14.
Oh Jesus. Okay, hold on.
Okay, yeah, I got 20. I got 20. I got 20.
Whew. Oh, Diana rolled a natural 1, and then she rolled a 7.
oh,
Okay.
She was gonna
It
blame
could be
that
like,
on the goon turd that's helping her. I know it.
Okay, Draku, what did you roll?
I rolled a
25.
25.
Okay, alright, yeah, so that
thank
more than
goodness.
makes up. Felicity, who are you working with?
I
Right.
think with me, yeah.
And what did you roll?
14.
I rolled a 14 as well.
Oh,
Did a
Okay,
25 actually. Oh wait,
good
no, you
enough.
didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Right.
that was
Alright, as long as
oh,
the
there it is, I'm sorry.
combined beat 10, that's
Oh,
all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Easy,
So I'll say-
easy. Come on now.
Although I
I think
do
we
like
all
that
did it.
that when I said Diana rolled a natural 1, just the breath left the room.
Yeah.
I know.
We're like, oh, crap.
Oh, that was
I thought
good.
she was gonna blame it
Lecturing
on
us
my
about not
ass.
screwing it up.
That is quite comical as she kind of trips over a stone, in just a cobblestone, and quickly catches herself as I'm. Draco, you're doing most of the work anyway. She's just guiding and making sure you're not doing too much work.
I look at
But
her
you
and
guys, I would say you guys spend the next hour ferrying these 10 chests from her shop to the pier.
She's
there-
she's the Dust Till Dawn magic shop, isn't she?
Yes. So it's not a far walk.
okay.
Okay.
All right, and so with that, you return with her for the last trek, as she grabs essentially the gear that you saw her with the when you guys left for the Isle of Maru. And once again, her faithful companion, 2.5 foot black and yellow striped Gila monster, black and yellow striped Gila monster is at her side as she pulls the floppy hat that she had worn on the previous adventure, and she kind of looks at the sky and sees that it's getting night, and she's like, "Well, I won't need this right now." And she takes it and she holds it by the brim and she bangs it against her thigh a couple times, and you see what was before this white hat with these beautiful red carnations on the side of it. Kind of does this weird morphing transformation as it turns from this lovely floppy hat into a beautiful wide brim pointed, essentially witch's hat, which has
Ooh.
this this deep blue and kind of white speckled spotted star field as the color scheme of this hat. It's like staring at the night sky. And she seats it on her head, and she goes, that's much better. Anyway, I don't know about you guys, but I think tomorrow is going to be the start of a grand adventure.
I'm excited.
Oh, you guys haven't seen my boat yet. I gotta show you to her. She's
Oh, and-
glorious.
I was going to say, you guys have seen it. Essentially, you all walk back to the pier with the last of Anna's stuff as she closes the door, does a little, mumbles little words, does a couple of hand gestures, and with her hand kind of reaches her hand almost into the door itself, turns something that you guys can't see, and then takes the key, or takes something that's in her hand invisible, and puts it in her pocket. She says, "Well, that should just about do it for here. I'm sure everything will be fine, of course. I expect that, well, If the Emperor hold his word and say that this place will still be standing by the time we return, I don't know whose word I could trust anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure the old Emperor uh, Forgozen could have your back.
I would hope so. After all, as she kind of pulls at the golden chain that hangs around her neck with that big golden eye, she says, "I do speak with his voice. You know, within reason, of course."
Whenever she takes that, I kind of bow my head.
Right. Yeah. You instantly recognizing that as the symbol of one of the imperial auditors. Essentially, as she just stated, somebody who thinks, acts, and speaks on behalf of the emperor, and that individual's weight is treated as such. So it is quite a power to hold. Anyway, you guys walk down the cobbled streets, making your way into the pier as you make your way to where all these things have been provided. And I would say, John, this is about when that thing you asked for showed up, and you see a couple gentlemen in imperial green who look like who just stepped out from the McCarran station on the other side of town, are wheeling along a cart, and in the back there's a big barrel, and you can clearly see the anchor with the coiled rattlesnake with its rattle sticking through the top rung of the rank of the anchor, as a gift of apology, delivered the Rattler beer.
I kind of smile and I say to Rack, who's probably not looking at the moment, I said, "Hey Rack,
Yeah.
there's the thing I promised, or not I promised, or the apology."
Oh boy. Let's get it in there.
Rack, why don't you go ahead and describe what your ship looks like to everybody?
All right. So it's one large boy. It's like a big, like, imagine the Black Pearl. It's got those three big sails with the middle one being the tallest.
Mm-hmm.
They're big white sails, pretty dirtied from the muddy water that the docks have spun up around. It's a bit worn down after however many years of use, but it's in good shape so far. Not damaged in any way.
I
It's
hate to cut you off, but I think it's half the size of the Black Pearl, because the Black Pearl's a big ship.
I must be blanking. Let me see. Oh yeah, that is a very large ship.
It's
Yeah,
about
it
half the size. It can accommodate all your guys' needs and
But-
then some. So it's
yeah,
comfortable.
exactly. It's a
But
big
it
boy.
is no galleon ship war, that's for sure.
Mm.
I'm
But yeah,
sorry,
it's,
continue.
that's it. That's all you can see from the outside, at least. There's the completely blanking on the word.
Bless you.
Tell me,
the,
is under the forward mast, is there a totem?
No.
Like that sticks out the bow of the ship?
No, it's just blank there.
Oh, I was expecting a turtle, but okay.
No, that would be awesome though.
That's your
not a
ship.
that's not a bad idea.
I feel like you would have done that. That's why I expected it.
I can fix that. I'll do that.
Okay,
sometime.
it's a work in progress.
Yeah. But you can just see in large black letters, it says the Great Turtle in like really odd letters because like it's like in lowercase and uppercase. Just I had only just learned Common,
Oh, that's so great.
so it's like all slanted and
I love
it.
weird.
How does it say it?
Is it like the Great Turtle?
Yeah, it's like it looks
Yeah.
like I just want like a picture of SpongeBob on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly like
The great
that.
turn.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's so funny.
That's something else, Rack.
Well, I
What a
thank you.
wonderful
She's a
ship.
wonderful one. I based it off my tutor's ship. He had a hardy crew, plenty of space, and even a library. Although I didn't want to spend that much time making a boat, so I
What's a
didn't make it
library?
as big.
And you say that, and Diana says, do you have a library on the boat?
Well,
I'm kind of excited about that.
I have space for one. I have 2 empty rooms. I've been deciding what to do.
What's a library?
And like without even looking at you, she says it's a library, and she goes back and she says goes back to your attention and says, you had 2 empty rooms, right?
Yeah.
And she kind of gestures to all of this stuff she's packing with her. I'm gonna need some space to craft and brew and all the other arcane things that I do. Is there any chance I might be able to take those 2 rooms if it's not too much to ask? I know
Both
I
of them?
bring a lot with me, but
Well, I bet we could make it work. Tell me, with your alchemy table and such, will there be any toxic fumes or flames?
yes and yes.
Okay, well we might have to get some material to pad the room down. It's all wood.
Oh, yeah, that. I'm sure I could, between some materials and some spell slinging, I'm sure we could
We're gonna
rig up
burn down in the
something
middle of the ocean.
rudimentary protection.
Hey,
All right.
you could
that'd
do that
be-
on my gauntlets of no blast.
Oh gosh.
Well, I know what fire is, and I know that makes sense, but
Okay.
I don't know what you have.
Yeah. Also, come onto the ship. We'll see how much space you need. I want to make sure you might need. I'm not sure if you'll need more room than the 2 rooms I have.
Oh, I almost definitely will, but we'll start with 2 for now.
Yeah. All right. So we could probably. I might be able to go to Jack's general store and get like some tarps or something like that. Maybe like some blankets, just something to pad it down.
More fire, more flammable material for the nice. So
Fire retarded?
we'll say the fire retarded.
I can't
No,
hear you.
fire
I'm not a very intelligent creature, so I wouldn't know this.
But I'm not
Retardant.
fire retarded, guys. Come on.
retarded.
I'm sorry, I thought you said it the other way.
Fuck. Jesus.
Sometimes I think I'm a bit fire retarded.
So with that, you guys, the rest of the evening, grabbing what other bits, bobs, trinkets, things that you know you'll need for the trip. We'll say, is there? We won't role play it, but is there anything else anybody thinks they need?
I got.
Savannah says no.
I mean,
Okay.
any
I
water?
also say no.
Is there gonna be any type of water supply or anything like that?
I mean, I would say
I hear salt water is very good for your skin.
the skin, yes, for the
But I
inside.
grew up in the
no.
mountains, so I'm not
Yeah.
really sure if I know what I'm talking about.
But Rack, you still need to procure rations for this endeavor. I mean, you've got some on the ship, but it was enough
Ah,
to
I did
feed
forget
you.
about that.
I got
Uh,
I'll take some rations. I only need 3 though, so how much
But
would
we'll
that
say-
cost?
We'll say to stock the ship for the week and a half that it's going to take to get to
Which
Kovar.
I'm sure the
at
Emperor is
least.
probably providing monetary
Some of
value
it.
for that.
I would say if you dropped 50 gold, you could get like hard pork and salt tack.
Yum.
If you dropped 100, you could get a little higher quality stuff.
We're gonna be fishing for turtles on the way, right?
No turtles.
What benefits does it have for Like, what benefits does it have, Lucas? I mean, pork salt as far as
One tastes better.
One tastes better.
Well,
There's no
yeah,
difference.
but I mean, if there's no stat benefit, what does it matter?
It
'Cause
matters for your sanity and the fact that I gave you a metric ass ton of gold, and I'm trying to take it away from you as fast as I can.
I see.
Buddy, I still got 200 platinum. Keep on taking.
Yeah.
I know. I don't mind. I don't. If we all want to pitch in, we can get 100 for the good stuff, I guess, for morale's sake.
what's the good stuff?
100 gold. So if we all
The-
pitch in.
No,
The good stuff.
But what is it?
What is
Oh, I don't know. It's good stuff. Whatever.
it's like
That's
now
all
it's
she
like
has to know.
some produce, like some materials where you could make some hearty stews
Oh,
that
heck
you
yeah.
would make like in the day, and it would keep for essentially the day.
Yeah.
It's the
some-
dollar store. How good would it be?
Houston, I don't have 100 gold.
Oh,
You've
hi,
been
dude.
throwing money around left and right, and you don't even have it.
My gosh, you gave 50 to the guy in Chamberlain Arms.
I was
Yeah.
I
only-
figured
I
you
was
must have had
only
like 10,000
allowed-
gold you
no,
were carrying
I
around.
was
or
I was
something.
only allowed 500 gold according to Lucas.
Holy
gosh.
crap!
Here's
You're
50.
broke going on this venture. Wow.
But that was above the table. You don't know this. I totally
Oh.
have 100
No, yeah,
gold.
I still think
Okay.
that he's a very wealthy
So,
aristocrat.
so I go up to all of the members of our party and be like, okay, it's 20 gold to get the food stuff, so everyone chip in. And I go up to Vaughn. I'm holding my hand out like, all right, bro,
Wait, you
20
said
gold.
you said 20 gold? Oh, I can give you 20 gold. Yeah.
20. Well, I mean, you're a wealthy individual. Why don't you just? I mean, I've already paid for all the cannon stuff. I say you, since you're
Kind
the
of
new
chipped in
member,
on some of that too.
just go ahead and yeah. Also, Placidity, we should be spared from the expense. You should go out and get the food. You got plenty of gold, right?
I then turn to Laura. It's like not like directly to her, but like my hands like I did pay for her short sword though.
Oh, I was supposed
Ooh.
to actually ask you. I
Dang it,
already
you're right.
paid for it. I just assumed that we were doing an exchange. Maybe I
Oh.
should have said that.
Oh, I thought it was like I just paid for it all. Oh.
No, I actually took it out of mine because I didn't think you were
Oh,
taking it out of
I
yours.
took it out of, okay, I have more gold than I thought I did.
Okay, yeah, because I paid you. I thought it was understood that I paid you back. I'm sorry. I should have
thought
said
just,
that.
Like, put it up front and just like, yeah, I paid for this. It's like why?
My
should I not?
bad. That was my bad. I should have said
Okay.
that. But no, if we want to say, I can say
Alright.
now that I'm paying you back
Everybody,
for that.
take 20 gold out of your
Okay.
stuff.
All right.
Okay, this is a different story now.
Okay. I thought that was what we were doing, so that was my bad. Sorry.
Broke ass rich kid. Ain't
The wife story.
the white story. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Eris, not anymore.
Don't you worry, I'm a hearty cook. I learned from the best in Dorsey. She taught me well.
I hear she's got quite a temper.
Who?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, she was the cook at my old ship. She used to make this wonderful barbecue chicken. Oh,
Ooh.
I'll go out and get some food. I'll treat you guys.
I'll go with. I
Treat
kind
yourself.
of collected the money, so I mean,
I thought we
Yeah,
were.
but-
We're not role playing this though, are we?
No, well,
not really.
just because I'm keeping an eye on the time here. So, so I'll say you do that, and now it's late into the night. Rack, you know that it would probably be best and simplest for you to leave, with the rising of the morning light.
Mm.
So, maybe you guys want to call it or not, but sleep on the boat and then get a good early start tomorrow morning.
I would suggest that we all sleep at the Temple of the Everlights. That way we don't have to spend another night on the boat, but we all get all of these valuables over here. I wouldn't want someone to steal them. So yeah, I guess we'll sleep on
I
the
mean,
boat.
it's not like the docks are completely abandoned at night. There's still people working, and there's still, constables that patrol it.
With my background, I'm not very trustworthy of
I wouldn't
everybody,
trust. I wouldn't trust anyone else with my ship. I barely let it go to the King's Guard while I went to the island. I
That
mean,
was before we had valuables on it.
yeah, we have everyone's stuff on it and all of Diana's stuff.
Yeah, that stuff can wreck the whole frickin' city.
Yeah,
according
I'd
to
rather
her,
keep
so.
an eye on it. A very personal eye on it.
Yeah, I'll stay on the boat too.
Okay, we'll just sleep
Well,
on the boat then.
I do, before we do ask the fuck out, I ask, because she seems not to give too much about my request, I ask Diana if
Uh-oh.
she would be willing to see one or two of my Kai blasts before we hit the hay.
Oh my.
Dinner
Oh
and a show.
my.
Wait. Aren't we in like a dome area? Like
Yeah.
No,
Want
I'm
to
not
Kai
doing
blast
it.
the ship.
No,
It's like a light
I'm-
show.
no, I'm
Like a
doing
what?
it off of, like, we go to the edge of the ship, I'm doing it into the water. So that way she can see my hand, what's going on.
Kai
Everything like that.
blasting into the water.
Yeah.
Heyo!
Well, if she's willing to take if she's truly serious about actually helping me with my thing that I asked her for,
So I would say, consider the fact that you pestered her 3 times in one day. She'll say, okay, I will try to identify what this kind of magic is. If you'd be so kind as to give me a demonstration, maybe I could start my studies.
okay. I walk her over. I
I
take her.
kind of watched this too. Oh gosh.
Walk her over to the edge of the boat, and I hold my hand out, and I go, "Oh shit! Gauntlets of no blast." So I take off my gauntlets.
Oh! I was like, wait, where is this going?
Oh, that could get so bad. My ship.
That's
You set off the crates of arcane powder and everything explodes.
and
And the
party
whole
line,
town
okay.
dies.
Okay.
We
This
Uh,
big
I-
mushroom
city.
cloud.
I tell her, I have 2 things that I can do. I will do one of each, and just let me know when you're ready.
And you
Sounds
see
like
as
a weird pickup line.
Yeah.
I could do 2 things.
Oh, I mean,
Man, this gets
Okay.
spicy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be watching this too, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm watching this too.
Can I
Okay.
see
So-
if I can
If
identify
someone
also?
starts losing their clothes, I'm gone though.
Yeah.
hey,
Outta
the
here.
gauntlets are already off, man.
Oh,
Gauntlets are off.
Yeah, one piece of clothes has already been taken off.
So as you say this to Diana, you see as she nods, and her eyes go from their normal light blue orbs as it becomes completely clouded over in this dark ethereal purple, like this haze of like this fog that's just kind of flowing around in her eyes. You can't see her irises anymore, and she nods and she says, "I'm ready."
Lucas,
Okay.
I have a question. Can I also, since I know how to use magic, can I also try to tell what type of magic it is?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an arcana check then.
Okay.
You want me
sorry.
to roll anything?
Do you need to roll anything? Yeah, roll to see if you hit what
Can
you
I
want.
also make a?
I'm
Can I also
hitting the
make a
water.
check?
Sure. Anybody that wants to make an arcane check, make an arcane check.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
All right.
So you're
all
aiming
I'm
for the
doing
water.
is just I'm shooting it into the water,
Arcane,
far
Okay,
enough away from the
roll-
ship.
Roll a ranged attack.
Okay.
Oof.
Let's see what I can.
18.
All right. I got a 15.
A second, I'm getting there. Plus,
And
Oh.
this is
I'm dumb.
Oh, and so you're doing 2 things, right?
this is the Kai blast.
Okay, so you
The beach blast.
you watch as now with the gauntlets off your hand, and
Yes.
Diana paying very close attention to how your hands or what your hands are doing. You summon the strength that lies within you, and you watch as a visible white glow start to kind of just almost come out of Draku's hands. As it, builds and pulses, and finally he brings his hands together and thrusts them palms out as you see this beam. And just as the water, as it strikes the water and splashes and steams, and as it kind of instantly boils whatever it touches, And as the beam fades and the light dims in his hands and kind of returns back to whatever deep uh, charge it came from within him. She says, "Okay, I got some of that. What was the other thing?"
Okay. I can do this one twice. This other one I can only do once.
Okay.
You want this one again, or do you want
And she,
the other
once
one?
again, still with eyes glazed over with this ethereal purple, she nods and says, let's see it.
This is the same one again?
No, the other one.
The other one. Okay. Now this is an energy beam.
What was the one before?
A Kai Blast.
Oh,
Yeah, that was just the Kai Blast.
okay, well then why
I'll
don't
be
you
right back.
describe this one then, since I apparently did it wrong.
No. Kai Blast it's the same thing. It's just it doesn't take as much to do. It's my lighter one.
Okay, but the energy beam is like a bigger laser.
So,
Yeah.
like, the Kai Blast is like the little ball that gets shot to the other person, and the energy beam's
Yeah.
like the Kamehameha wave.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty much it.
Got
Kai
it.
is like I hold him out and I shoot out a ball of energy.
Okay, then it's
Kai
not a
Blast.
laser, it's a ball.
Yeah.
of
I
light.
shoot out this ball probably about almost I would say almost grapefruit size, I guess. Like
That's about accurate.
yeah, probably about grapefruit size is the Kai Blast.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry
I
for
can-
describing the
No,
wrong
you're
attack.
fine. With this one, I tell her this is the energy beam. And I ask her if she's ready. I ask if everybody's ready. And I don't have to say this, but I do.
Okay.
I tell her it takes me a little bit to warm up to it, and I have to kind of focus all my energy on this. And as they're all ready, I hunker down. I force all the energy into this small spherical orb. I bring my hands back to right about my waist on one side, on my right side, and I just slowly, lightly, very lightly, so that way not everybody can hear, but some I do it almost under my breath, and I go, me, me.
And as he's like chanting
And-
this, you see as the light like starts. Oh, I'm sorry, Draven.
Yeah.
You
No,
say,
and
you
it-
say. It's your spell. You do it.
Okay, and this ball of light, it goes from like a pea that's in the center of my hands, which is about the size of, like I said, a melon. But in the center of it is a small light source, and as I say it, as I'm saying everything, it starts to grow until it's like engulfing all my hands, and a little bit larger, and my hands spread out a little bit, and then I go. After I say Kamehameha, and I point towards the water, and I put my palms together, and I bend my knuckles, where like only the base of my palms are together, to where I can focus it into one direct line, and I go ha, and I point at the water, and I just fucking waylaid it, and it's just one straight stream of just pure energy, blue, white, just filtered through my body as a funnel to fling this just ginormous beam of energy into the water.
Did you roll to attack it?
If you want, I mean,
Yeah, you have to.
yeah. I'm sure a 9 hits the water.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it's not where you aim, but it hit the water and nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I'm trying to do is just shoot it in the water so that way they can almost all on, and you know, it goes for a few seconds, or for a few seconds, and then like I'm kind of worn out, like it kind of took a little bit out of me, and I'm like, and I turn to her and I say, I'm not looking to identify what it is or what, I just want to try to make it to where I can wear these gauntlets and do these.
And you see as the purple haze fades from her eyes, she's like, "Okay, I think I might have an idea of something we could try.
Whatever,
And... Oh, go ahead.
whatever you can think of that would help. I mean, I would like to try it before putting on the gauntlets, so that
Well,
way I
right,
don't
we could
cinder
try
the
it on
gauntlets.
something simple, like a dinky little glove or something, and see
Yeah.
if that works.
Whatever you can think of that will help. And I can, if we have a day whenever we're not doing anything, and you need me to do this more often to try, then I will gladly help. If you could do this for me, that would gladly help. Sorry for
It's
hitting
gonna-
on you so often.
Wait, what did you just say?
Nothing.
Like above table? I didn't. What did you say? I didn't hear it.
I
He
said,
said
sorry,
it'd be good if you could help him with the glove thing.
and then I said sorry for hitting on you so often. But I muttered it underneath my
Okay.
breath to where hopefully she didn't catch it, but it doesn't sound like you did.
I no, that's fair. I didn't. I just wanted to hear just for clarification.
Yeah.
But no, she didn't. So it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Awkward.
Awkward.
It's going to take some time, but I'll do the best I can along with all the other projects I have going, and we'll see what we can come up with.
If you could, I would be very grateful. And I bow to her.
And she kind of like nods and okay, no problem.
Yeah. She doesn't like me no more.
You're laying it on awfully thick.
Yeah.
Two C's.
Kind of come up to Draku a little bit later and kind of whisper. You might want to give her a little space.
Am I?
Swift, I'm gonna wave you off for the time.
Darn it. Okay, sure.
Okay.
We got a
So-
whole week's of journey. We got a full 5
Yep.
weeks of journey.
A whole 5 weeks of journey. So with that, you guys find to whatever
Cliff, are you
various.
trying to move in on my girl?
No.
No.
I'm just kidding, I'm just
no,
fucking with you. Fucking with you. I had to say it. Come on now.
Ugh.
If only you would know, Draven. If only
Anyway.
you would know.
Oh, and Link did do an investigation to see if any dead fish float to the surface. He rolled a natural 19 with a 20 overall.
Yeah,
To see if any dead fish were down there.
You got one.
Heck yeah!
As this poor-looking rainbow trout that is almost
Aw,
looks like
yeah.
it's already cooked,
Ew.
like drifts up to the surface.
Be some
I'll
fried
get the
fish
net.
tonight.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I throw the net out into the water.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna, you get the fish.
No, I have to. I have to do this.
This
Luke,
is
I have to.
integral to the story,
I have
Lucas.
to.
What do we roll?
Okay,
I did it. 9.
you
mean,
missed the fish
it's
on the
pretty
first
dead.
try with the net, but you reel it back in and go ahead and roll again.
T.
14.
Bam! You net the fish, you reel him in, you got him.
Yeah.
And
Ladies
Fish
and
time.
gentlemen, we got
we
him.
got him.
Let's whip us up some homemade tartar
I-
sauce and.
I looked to Zach. I'm just, not Zach. I don't know. I said Zach. I'm dumb. I told Rack. That's what I meant to say. I'm gonna say. You said you were gonna like cook, right? Right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I did.
Well, now we got some fish to add to that meal.
Oh
Hey-o.
yeah. See if you can
Draku,
kick some more.
anytime that you want to throw your key blast off the side of the boat, you just go right on ahead.
Well, it does take a lot out of me, but
But there's
We'll
fish
see.
now.
There's
Uh,
fish.
Hey, guys, this is like a 6, maybe like an 8-inch rainbow trout. I mean, it's no big ass salmon or tuna. This is
That's
like a
all I
little
got?
fish.
Hey, it's an appetizer. What are you talking about?
It's a snack.
I serve like half an inch cube of fish as an appetizer.
Oh my gosh.
It's
This
just
is-
a
this-
little taste.
No,
What's
this
to
is like
come?
5-star dining. Where they give like the smallest portions and just like, yes, this is your meal.
So the good stuff that we bought was like pork, chicken, maybe
Yeah,
a few.
like meats that would keep long enough to be effective for.
What the heck?
Oh my!
I hear a windstorm
Oh
coming.
wow! What the heck was that?
The
Is
winds
everybody-
are blowing in. The morning breeze.
Dude, I'm-
It's hitting us rough.
I'm slightly dying here. My bad.
You're good.
Apparently. Okay, so anyway, yeah, it's essentially meats, produce, things that will keep.
Gotcha.
Some dried
everything
fruit
has like canned food.
Yeah.
Or not canned, but jarred.
Sure.
Oh yeah, jarring, canning, same thing. Whatever, it existed.
I know what you're saying.
Yes.
Mhm.
But so you have like fruits and stuff that have been, diced up and, put in this syrup to sweeten it and help keep it from essentially rotting, canned and stowed away for a later use. And that'll keep more or less indefinitely.
Nice.
Less. And so anyway, you guys find yourselves, unless there's anything else that anybody wants to do for the evening.
I'm good.
Okay. Well,
Ready
and-
to get
and-
on this adventure.
there's
Let's stay and
7
do
other
D&D
people, yeah.
another hour.
Freaking heck. We're finally leaving on the journey.
And so with that, you all find yourself to sleep with sweet dreams of distant shores and almost all of you have sweet dreams. As Placidity, once again, you're plagued and wake up in the middle of the night out of breath and then just covered in sweat. As once again that vision, those red eyes and that purple skin and those curling horns returns to you once again to haunt you, but now you know what it means. And now, maybe for the first time ever, those dreams, those visions, as terrifying as they are, there's purpose. And you feel like as you wake up and once you realize that for now it's just a dream, you find that you have a little more drive in you. And you can accept this and you can work with this, and maybe if you're strong enough you can defeat this. And maybe
We'll
even
have
be
to.
rid of it. You all wake up to a beautiful morning. Rack, as you spring across the deck of your ship that's ready to set sail, all feels right. The wind is generously at your back. It will be smooth sailing out of the capital city of the Barryaran Empire. And as you all set about your tasks, say goodbye to whatever friends you need to on shore, you push off to the unknown, the new worlds, the unexplored, and for some of you, home. As you set sail off into the Vampshi Sea, we will pick this session up next time.
Level 5, everybody. All
Level
right.
5?
Oh, are we level 5?
No, not yet.
But when we shopped.
Curb your enthusiasm.
Oh, we
You're not
shopped.
level yet.
But the role play.
Anyways,
The role
boys.
play, though.
My
man.
immersion.
My immersion.
Ladies and gentlemen of all walks of life, thank you so much for tuning in to another wonderful episode
It ended too early.
Yeah, it ended too early, but for all of you who stuck around for the full runtime, you are the real MVP. Don't you forget it. And hopefully we'll see you next time on whatever we call this show, Dungeons of Hades.
Does anyone have any closing thoughts before we leave?
Do.
That was the closing thoughts.
wow.
I've got some
You
closing
You all don't
thoughts.
get to
Hold
speak. Okay,
Hold
go
on.
ahead.
You can catch more honeys by being fly. Rack Razor.
Yeah.
That'll be like the closing title scenes was like the quote of the episode.
I'm not.
We did a lot of shopping.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
my
sorry.
God.
Yep.
Yeah, we did.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh my gosh, no, it's fine.
I apologize to everybody who thinks I'm like completely retarded.
No, your character Draku is hilarious.
Oh,
I love
Draku
him.
is like he is something else, and it's amazing.
Oh, the
Draku
drugs.
and Rack
the
are
drug
like
thing. The drug thing
my
killed me.
bros. They're like Placidity's bros.
Yeah,
Anyways.
it's a lot of fun.
Let's
Laura is like that aloof love interest that you got to figure out whether she's actually totally racist or not before you pursue her.
So Alora's like your Gamora.
Kinda,
Yeah.
kinda, yeah.
And I hope y'all know that I actually have to write down everybody's name incorrectly
I
in
figured
order
I was
to.
gonna
I
ask
bet,
that actually.
because
Like you
that's a
remember
lot of memory.
the mispronunciations.
You're,
Yeah, and
like
actually,
steady on.
this is a subtlety. I don't know if anybody else has noticed. Diana is the only one that I'm saying correctly.
No, you keep saying
Oh.
Dana.
Yeah, you keep saying
I
Dana.
thought a few
did.
times it was Dana.
Your
I
channel
did,
was
but towards
edited.
the end, I
Uh,
was saying her name correctly.
Did
Oh.
you stop
I
the
did not
recording?
notice that. No,
Nope,
still
not
going.
yet. Mhm.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
No, you can crop it though.
By
But-
immersion.
Don't.
Little-
I will not
A
crop
little
it.
bonus.
Do you know how
bonus
hard
for
it
the
is
viewers.
to crop that?
You put it in Windows Movie Maker and you take off the
No,
last
that
like 2
doesn't
minutes.
exist anymore. Windows Movie Maker doesn't exist anymore.
Well,
Anyways.
Got him.
Then you better stop recording then.
That's the plan. Anyways, that's gonna be the
YouTube
end of this
world, it
recording.
was fun. Sound stream world,
Download
it was fun.
Audacity.